Voice of America to halt its broadcast originating inside of Afghanistan.
The Voice of America and Radio Azadi, both funded by the U.S. government, are among the most popular and trusted media outlets in Afghanistan. VOA said that under the Taliban's new restrictions, they would cease their operations from today. Radio Azadi has been broadcasting on FM and medium wave for 12 hours a day, 6 hours each in both Dari and Pashto. From now on, VOA said that it would offer its programs to Afghan listeners from outside the country.
The BBC's Embarrassing Eddie Roshan. German lawmakers approving a free trade deal between the European Union and Canada, moving the accord one step closer to taking full effect. The parliaments of the EU's 27 member nations must ratify the deal for it to come fully into force. News and analysis at townhall.com. The war in Ukraine high on the agenda as Chinese President Xi held talks in Beijing with European Council President Charles Michel.
State broadcaster CCTV quoted Xi as saying that solving the Ukrainian crisis through political means is in the best interest of Europe and the common interest of all countries in Eurasia. China has made such statements repeatedly in the past while refusing to condemn Russia's invasion and criticizing sanctions against Moscow. EU officials say Michel's one-day visit is devoted to seeking a balance between the EU's wish for more exports to China and the need to be firm with Beijing in the defense of democracy and fundamental freedoms. Jeremy House reporting.
Wall Street may be set to add to yesterday's big gains with stock futures in positive territory now. And Dow futures up more than 60 points. S&P futures ahead 17. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Thursday, everybody. My voice sounds worse right now, doesn't it? Or does it?
What's going on? There's something playing. It's music. It's intense.
Portions of the following program may contain pre-recorded material.
What is going on?
It's coming from here. I didn't change profiles.
Oh.
That's why.
Portions of today's program. Oh, that's right, because this was Thanksgiving last week.
Oh, I changed those. So, there we go.
Oh, that was interesting.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on?
See, I fixed that, and it didn't change. I know I fixed it last week. Let me play with this thing. So this is from Thanksgiving last week. But I know I went in and fixed the thing for it.
That's very odd.
So it doesn't do that. Let's see, Westwood 1.
So, portions of today's program are pre-recorded for your convenience. I think is what they were trying to say.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Let me go to this one.
We get it semi-working?
Thursday. Yeah, it's supposed to stop at 7, 8, 9. It didn't for some reason.
Weird.
And the morning show is supposed to be on at 7, 8, 9, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, it's set up right. I don't know why it's done this way. Oh, you know what? Thursday was checked, or Friday was checked, Thursday was not.
Oh, snap.
Ah, there we go.
Boom.
Now it's fixed.
Fixed it.
There you go. Fixed on the fly.
You know, this reminds me, I can't stand clicky bottoms, or twisty bottoms.
on writing utensils.
In the pantheon of pens.
Yeah, you had to
got
clear
your
out the
clicky
pen.
tops and you got your twisty bottoms.
Yeah.
I can't stand twisty bottom pens. This crap away from me. Stick with my clicky top.
Well, I have a clicky top.
Yeah, it just feels better, doesn't it? I mean, you can do this when you're nervous. Plus, mine's a crab claw. You know.
To me, growing up, if you had like twisty, that was mechanical pencil. Mm-hmm. So which no one liked.
Or those. Do you remember those mechanical pencils with the button on the side? Mm-hmm. Like it was in the grip of the pencil, which you think would be convenient because you could just get more lead out. But I would just constantly accidentally hit the thing and push more lead out and just snap my lead off. It was very annoying.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of those.
It's not a good ergonomic design, whoever.
And pencils I hate using anyway because I'm left-handed.
Yeah.
I mean, pens do the same problem, but pencils were guaranteed every
time.
At
least pens dry quicker.
Yeah, but I still had the blue or black
Or you
smudge.
learn to hover when you write.
Yeah, I just wasn't good at that.
I was never good at that either. I'm bad. I have to, it's so odd. My daughter is in 4th grade. Mm-hmm. I have to help her write an essay today.
Okay.
An essay in 4th grade?
I think so. I mean,
really?
Probably not a big one.
Well, it's a 3-paragraph essay.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a lot. And it's not a lot for me.
I don't know if we called it an essay. We may have just called it something else.
I'm like, I don't know that. I mean, she's capable.
What's it on?
Her family, basically. Herself, her family, her story.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a whole big project. We had to make a family crest.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had to she had to interview me. We had to make a family tree. It was a whole thing, whole project.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. Except for I'm very artistically uninclined. And well, my daughter, she draws like her. So all of the figures on the poster were circles for the entirety of our bodies and gigantic long legs.
Hey.
Her family is spider people.
Well, where you lack of in the drawing side, you can make up for in the writing
creative
side.
writing, exactly.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, play to the strengths.
Yeah,
but good. Y'all have fun with that.
It'll be good. Yeah.
So, happy Thursday. Apologize for the beginning there and all the whatever's happened there. Things switched over.
It's what keeps things fun.
I was just talking and I was like projecting. I'm like, man, this is the first time I projected this morning and it sounds awful. So, it's just stuck right there. My cold. I'm full of phlegm, but I don't feel so bad. It just sounds awful.
I had to get here early this morning. I've been here since 5:30, warming up my vocal cords. I've had an entire glass of Theraflu, just trying to sound semi-normal because I know I'm going to have to cut spots today and stuff. So
yeah, I do too. So I'm going to have to do something. But happy Thursday. Hope all of you are having a delightful day. We're going to replay a couple interviews this and next hour, and then we have a bunch of people coming in.
Interesting 9 o'clock.
Yeah. So just to kind of give you the flow, this hour we're going to replay our interview. Back, I believe on the 21st, we had Sergeant Grace Frescus with the Roswell Police Department and Amy McVeigh-Tejas with the Historical Society. Yes. They joined us to talk about the Chihuahuita Project. And they got a meeting coming up here, and so I thought, well, let's replay that interview, get people who did not hear about that to hear about that. So we'll play that this hour. Next hour, in the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to replay. I don't have my sheet in front of me. Who am I going to? Oh, I'm going to replay. Yesterday, we had John Lithgow and Ron Lithgow, not John Lithgow.
I was like, wow, really? Where was I?
Ron Lithgow, not John Lithgow.
Dang it. That's a big get.
I was combining John Lithgow with Ron Lithgow. Ron Lithgow and Lori Schatz with Kiwanis Club talking about the big concert this Saturday at the Anderson Museum. So we're going to play that interview. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to have some of the student council from Berendo Elementary School join us. And they're going to tell all of us about their canned food drive that's coming up and looking for the community to help there so they can collect food and things. I believe it's going to the Harvest Ministries and all that. Don't quote me on that, but we'll find out in the 9 o'clock hour. But they're doing their big food drive and would love to. They had their turkey trot food drive during Thanksgiving, and now they're moving into their December food drive and would like to have some of you guys to help them out. So they're going to come on and tell all us about it. So,
very good.
So, but student council kids will come and be on the radio and have fun with us. So, and we'll talk kid stuff.
Maybe another one of those days.
It'll be fun. Yeah, we'll talk with the kids. So, That's in the 9 o'clock hour. Plus, we'll have all of your normal features that include the news of the local national variety, along with Wall Street Business Update and whatever else we can come up with for today's show.
You know what you don't hear anymore these days? The phrase or the word lousy, but like to mean a great many of something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you ever heard that phrase? Oh, this place is lousy with such and such, which means there's a lot of them, right?
Yeah.
So I was going to say, this place is going to be lousy with kids, but that really doesn't sound appropriate.
Well, it's like using the word awful to do the same thing. It's like, it's awfully full here.
Right.
You know, the same kind of
I heard, you used to hear it a lot, like back in the day, but you'd never hear that these days.
Yeah. It's,
this place it'll be lousy with children. I mean, we're not great.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, this place will be full of kids. How about that? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll be awfully full.
Chock full of children.
Oh, man. But, so we'll have all that going on here this hour of the show. Don't forget, we've got Wool Bowl.
Yes.
Tomorrow. Kickoff is at 6 o'clock at the Wool Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, we have New Mexico Military Institute taking on the Lackawanna Falcons out of Pennsylvania, Scranton, Pennsylvania. And
the Electric City.
See. Now, tickets are only $5 for the game, so go to the game.
Yeah.
Get there early. Food trucks.
Going to pack out.
Yeah, 4 o'clock, they're going to have the food trucks and starting the tailgate. And so they want you to get out there early and enjoy some food. They're going to do a flyover of military aircraft at 5 p.m. And then kickoff is at 6. There's going to be fireworks. There's going to be a whole lot of entertainment. And, by the way, a pretty good football game, too.
Yep.
So it's like a number 9 seed in the country, an MMI, against the 11th seed in the country.
Yeah.
Lackawanna. So
it shall be good.
2 excellent schools squaring off here at the Wool Bowl. We will have the game on the radio and video at ksvptv.com. So tell your out-of-town friends. They can watch it there. And then, of course, get out to the Wool Bowl. But if you can't get out there or have to work or whatever, you can pick it up on the radio.
You know what? Tell all your friends who typically watch games via like the NFHS network, tune into ksvptv.com. Let's show you how we can do it better.
Yeah. I noticed it was very nice of so many of our Artesia listeners and watchers, viewers. They were very complimentary over the weekend when, because Artesia won the state championship.
Yep.
Congratulations, by the way.
Congratulations, Bulldogs.
But,
again,
they defeated Piedra Vista Saturday, but that game we didn't get to video. We had it on the radio for our listeners, but we weren't able to video it, and apparently people that got the video didn't have such good luck.
It wasn't a great feed.
So, but they sent a message, basically a listener called us out on Facebook saying thank you, and then a bunch of people chimed in. It was very nice, so we do appreciate it. It's nice that we don't get compliments often. Usually people complain to us about things we do wrong. It's not often.
Usually the comments that we get are some variation of the phrase "up yours, buddy." So it's nice every now and again. And
Joby and Robbie got a nice shout out too.
Oh yeah.
The big guy was telling me yesterday. It's a WKRP reference. The big guy was telling me yesterday that he got a phone call from the AD in Artesia, who got a phone call. It's one of those so-and-so from one of the NMAA people.
Wow.
Big to-do, hullabaloo, big people up there. He called and said they were at the game in the booth when our guys were calling the game, and he called to tell them what a great job they did, how professional they sounded, how, just a good job. It sounded like a, very positive, very just happy. So a lot of people were happy with our
When you care about what you do,
so we thank them.
It really shows.
Yeah, it was very nice for them to get all the kind words.
The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra.
No, I ain't team. No, yeah, he's got them all.
No, there's a very distinct me in team.
But so thank you to everyone that reached out and all. That was very nice. All right, it is 17 minutes after 7. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Should be nice today, upper 50s to low 60s and a mix of sunshine and clouds. Overnight, a few more clouds rolling in, our low in the mid-upper 30s, and then Friday should be nice, but the wind will be picking up a little bit, mid-70s and mostly sunny. We have our next cold front arriving on Saturday, showers and our high only around 50, clouds and low 60s on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 28 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 81%. Winds are calm at the moment. Sunny skies today with a high of 58. Winds will be out of the south at 5 to 10 miles per hour, so not quite 60, but too far from it. For tonight, a little warmer overnight. Partly cloudy, overnight low of 33, so just a tick above freezing. Winds will be out of the south at around 5 miles per hour. Friday, beautiful day temperature-wise. It is going to be a little breezy, though, unfortunately, but mostly sunny, 73 for a high. Winds out of the south 10 to 15 early, but picking up out of the west 15 to 20 for tomorrow afternoon. Friday night, if you're going out for some football, partly cloudy, overnight low of 39 degrees, so a little warmer overnight as well. North winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, cooler and good chances of moisture on tap for us. We're looking at a 40% chance of showers for the afternoon, partly cloudy, 52 the expected high Saturday with north winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday night, we're also looking at a 40% chance of showers, mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 42. Sunday, mostly cloudy, 63 for a high. There is a 20% chance of showers. Sunday night, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 50, so it's going to be a warm overnight. And then Monday, when you head back to it, partly cloudy, highs back near 70. All right, it is 19 minutes after 7. We're going to take a 2.5-minute commercial break, and then we're going to play our interview with Sergeant Frescas and Amy Muveteas talking about the Chihuahuita Project. That's up next. Don't go away.
If a sports injury is keeping you from the physical activities you love, the sports medicine team at Artesia General Hospital can help. Their orthopedic specialists and physical therapists work closely with you throughout diagnosis and treatment. No matter the injury, from ACL injuries, golfers and tennis elbow to foot and ankle pain, they'll get you back in the game. Appointments are available in Artesia or Carlsbad. Request an appointment at artesiageneral.com/sports.
Christmas on the Corner is Saturday, December 3rd at Renewed Wellness in Artesia, and you're invited. Come see everything Renewed Wellness has to offer and celebrate the grand opening of the Infused IV Vitamin Bar. Santa and the Grinch will be there along with booths to shop, fresh-cut trees, bounce houses, food trucks, and more. Renewed Wellness and Infused IV Vitamin Bar is in the beautifully restored 2-story house at the corner of Richardson and 2nd, just south of the Artesia Public Library. We'll see you at Christmas on the Corner, Saturday, December 3rd from 10 until 6 p.m.
It's the Cumbia Tacos and Tequila Festival, Saturday, December 3rd, Roswell Convention Center. Dance and enjoy tacos, tequila, margaritas, and beer, along with the Salsa and Queso competition and Chihuahua Beauty Pageant. The music starts at 6 p.m. featuring Marcutanga, Giselle Cruz, Antonio Luis, and Proyecto Cumbion, plus Mickey Cruz at 7:30 p.m. Tickets start at $20 with VIP table for ages $280, including a VIP meet and greet with Mickey Cruz at 7 p.m. Get your tickets now at holdmyticket.com. Cumbia Tacos and Tequila Festival, Saturday, December 3rd at the Roswell Convention Center. Sponsored by Dean Baldwin Painting.
Not since 1981 has Roswell witnessed a junior college bowl game. That all changes Friday, December 2nd with the return of the H.F. Sinclair Wool Bowl, featuring the 2021 NJCAA National Champion New Mexico Military Institute Broncos versus the Lackawanna College Falcons from Scranton, Pennsylvania. Tickets are only $5 and are available right now at woolbowl.net. Jump online and purchase your tickets today. woolbowl.net. The H.F. Sinclair Wool Bowl, NMMI versus Lackawanna College, Friday, December 2nd. Don't miss it.
The 2022 basketball season is underway for your Roswell Coyotes and Goddard Rockets, and the place to go to catch all of it is KSVPTV.com.
Goddard, a little pressure here in the half court, and they force the turnover. Great job.
Head for KSVPTV.com and click on the Roswell Coyotes or Goddard Rockets tab to see it all. KSVPTV.com, Southeastern New Mexico's sports authority, then, now, and always.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The U.S. Treasury once considered producing donut-shaped coins. They instead decided to go with coin-shaped donuts. Here's Mike Winters.
Hey, good morning. It is Thursday. 33 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, Sergeant Grace Frescus with the RPD, but kind of doing something a little different here this morning.
Yay.
Something not RPD related per se, but it is, but it isn't.
It is through Neighborhood Watch.
Yes, there you go. That's
there
the
you go.
angle. We'll go there. And, of course, Amy McVeigh is with us with the Historical Society as well. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
So this is, hopefully people have started to hear about the Chihuahua Project. This is, how many months now have we been kind of?
We started it in July.
Okay, get that microphone in front of you. That would be helpful. I'd probably forgot to tell you that part.
Well, we started it in July, and about the ends of July is when we started discussing it.
Okay, good deal. So it's been for a few months here now.
Yes.
So kind of, what was the inspiration? What was, was it just there? And
So let me tell you,
like your family that lived from there?
I do have a lot of family in that area, and plus that was my childhood area.
Okay, that's where you grew up.
On top of that, we work with different entities throughout the city as a police officer.
Sure.
So throughout my career, we'd go over there because there would be a home that would be destroyed. If we ended up having to go over there for a search warrant, and so then code enforcement would have to get called out. But you'd kind of see these homes. It was really depressing to me. You'd see some of these homes, and they were made of adobe. Mm-hmm. So you kind of wonder, man, if these walls could talk. But then all of a sudden, you drive by again, and it's gone.
It's old history.
And I remember the comment that was always made was, it was easy to tear down because you could just water them down.
Sure.
So that
they don't
broke
make
my heart. And I
houses
said,
like
you know
that
what? No,
anymore.
done. This
Thank
is
God
ridiculous.
in some aspects because we got better technology now. But
yeah, but I want to save that area.
Sure. Well, and I you know what I love about that? And I remember, and this was my Boy Scout days, when I went, I got an opportunity to go to Philmont Scout Ranch up in Cimarron, New Mexico there. And they actually taught us the procedures for making the adobe bricks and how they do it. And it's a very painstaking process and things. So anytime you see those still around, they're historical because they don't make them that way anymore. And so are there still some of those buildings still left in the Chihuahua area?
Very, very few. They're very, very few.
So
now,
we want to keep the ones we got left.
Yes. And actually, it's pretty interesting because there's still, and it's so neat, there's some still foundations that are standing there from old dwellings that were part of a church in the area or part of a store.
So you kind of want to do a little archaeological stuff there and see what you could dig up.
All of the above. And a lot of those businesses, a lot of those foundations are still a family that still exists to this day
so
here in
there's
Roswell.
Still modern ties to those properties and those facilities. Mm-hmm. So we want to bring that to light and to research and to give it. And obviously, the one entity that preserve the history of our Southeast New Mexico is the Historical Society. So it kind of makes sense.
She's a dear woman. Anytime,
she's like, I'm going to use my detective skills here, and we're going to. But it makes sense to partner this way because a person with a passion to preserve it, and let's see how we can do that. And obviously, this is right up the Historical Society's alley. This is what we do: is we preserve history, and we want to make it available to future generations. So
I think it's important to say when Miss Grace called the first time, first of all, her passion was evident. Second of all, it was clear that she's in some capacity doing the job of the Historical Society and doesn't realize that she's already part of our family.
Unfortunately, it takes people with passion to get things done sometimes.
It does.
It's just life happens, and even with the Historical Society, right? You kind of in the forest there trying to handle your own fires, and you don't see all the others going on and around you sometimes. And this is kind of one of those areas where you need someone like Grace, Sergeant Frescus here to say, hey, this is something that we're losing, and we need to preserve it. Otherwise, the next generation of New Mexicans, Roswellians, will not know what was here before they were here.
And I know our Vice President, Christina Arnold, and City Councilwoman is very supportive. I think uniquely...
It's always good to have some of those on your side.
And then uniquely connecting the dots is Dr. Heidi Huckabee.
Yes.
And her husband was so passionate. I think it's interesting. Christina and I are addicted to a book called Super Connector. Okay. And if you started connecting these dots of how God has opened the doors, passing the baton from the late... Dusty Huckabee onto somebody like Sergeant Frescus that is so passionate. We're just honored to be a part of it. And
Sure.
anyway, we can help. We had a board meeting last night, and even at our board meeting, we stated your passion's evident, and any way we can help, we're all in. You
Well,
know?
and this
We want the
project's
whole
bigger than
community.
preserving adobe bricks.
That's
this is about
right.
the
Exactly.
culture,
That's
the people.
right.
It- it's more. I mean, yes, the
Yes.
bricks are the visual.
That's right.
But it's so much more than that. Like, we want to maybe, if we get to restoring or at least making these places sites for people to visit or something, I don't know.
That is definitely something we've discussed. So number one, I do want to say that I'm very, very, very proud of that area. There's so many things that we can do to that area.
Sure. But how much would it just revitalize? Because, just the people that live there and turn it into the more of the arts and cultural stuff that, even downtown's kind of embracing now. If we spread that into the Chihuahuita district, I can't imagine that's nothing but good things for that. Keeping that flavor, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and my understanding is it's a 10-year project. I know that we had discussed that, but we're slowly working on it. We've discussed, even possibly doing a plaza there.
Okay.
Because...
Yeah, a gathering place, a place where the neighborhood, the
that was
community
huge.
could
Back
do
in the
something.
early 1900s and late 1800s, it was huge. There was one celebration through some interviews that I did that was really celebrated, and that's el 16 de septiembre, which is the 16th of September.
The
and
real
it's Mexican Independence Day.
not Cinco de Mayo.
But no, not at all. It's Battle of Puebla.
Yeah. That's just the day you drink Coronas or whatever.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Deal with people like Sergeant Frescus later that day.
No, because I will be among that group.
That's right.
She'll be that's funny. That's awesome.
But who's to say in the future we can't have the Piñata Fest there?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that would
To
be
me, it makes
absolutely
more
amazing.
sense for it to be
Yeah,
there.
bring in
Well,
restaurants, maybe
Sure.
businesses. The area is beautiful. It's full of, it's a historical district.
Absolutely.
It really is. And people don't understand when they drive by what they're driving by.
But like Dia de los, like all the holidays that the Latin culture celebrates, I think that could be the center of it, and I think it could be an education center for it. So when dumb people like me come in and you're like, Dia de los, what's that, the skull thing? What does that mean? They don't know the whole story behind it.
Yes.
That's a place where I think would be a great place to be that festival, to educate, to celebrate, and do all the things that, in a community space that, let's face it, our community, the Latin community, but Roswell community in general, we like to gather. We like to get together. Our chili cheese festivals,
Yes.
our Piñata Fest, our different things. And why not put it in the home where I think most people would want to see it there, where it feels like the right place to have it. And I think
Absolutely.
Chihuahuita is that answer. I think it is.
Yes, absolutely.
So this is where we're trying to revitalize that district and make it
Not only
make it-
revitalize, I've lived here my whole life, and this darn town so often is split right down the middle. We talk about
that's a true statement. The
and on
north-south
behalf of Character
stigma.
Counts, immediately when she talked, in the back of my mind, I saw Character Counts and these organizations pulling together to realize that at the end of the day, doesn't matter what color my skin or her skin is, we're all familiar, right?
Well, that's
and it
what I
is
love
all
about
our
it. Yeah.
history, and there's no part
Absolutely.
of history that's any more significant than the other.
I think it blurs that line a little bit, that
But
north-south
this
stigma
hidden
that we have.
history, this gem that we need to clean up and polish, could be the
And
the
I
go-to
can say
area. That's what we.
To build on that as well, the one thing I do want to take away is that stigma of Chihuahuita's a bad place. No,
Sure.
it's not, because I can tell you from personal
Yeah,
experience.
you
believe me,
you chewed a lot of
it's not
dirt there.
just
That was-
Chihuahua.
that's
It's
your land.
all
Yeah.
over Roswell.
Yeah.
And I'm curious because I would like to get the deep history. Like, why did Chihuahuita become Chihuahuita? Like, it was just the politics of the day where the Latinos would move there. I mean, just how did it be there?
There were settlers from actually Mexico, from the state of Chihuahua, that were coming over, and that's where they settled, was on the south side of the river.
Their claim. They staked their claim for a new world, basically, there in that part of town.
And thanks to some earlier efforts by some people, such as Miss Heidi Huckabee's husband, Dusty Huckabee, and Charlie Barela, and another group of people that actually tried working on the Chihuahuita preservation, we were actually able to locate a map from 1910.
Oh, wow.
And it has the original street names, because the street names that you see in the Chihuahuita area are not the normal street names.
Okay.
It was
So
actually
maybe
like,
there's a city campaign down the road to maybe
we're already
return
talking about that.
to do
That's
that.
right.
It does take a lot of work
The
to change street
sign,
names.
but
I'm just-
then the drop down or whatever.
What's the
you
kind of
say is
support
the thing.
from the people in the area? Are they all for this?
We've
or-
actually knocked on doors and did flyers and things like that, and people are super happy.
Sure.
We had a cleanup, as a matter of fact, on the 5th of November, and we started at 8 in the morning. Man, people were coming out of their houses and just pulling stuff. Hey, let's dump this. We had grapplers. The street trucks came by and picked it up for them.
Cool. So all the city resources got involved to help.
Every city, pretty
Nice.
much everybody
Love it.
from the city got involved.
What was the number? How much trash did we take?
So we picked up over 31,000 pounds.
I heard that number yesterday, and it's a mixed blessing, because you're like, that's so great we clean that much up, but they're like, man, there's that much, and if you know there's that much cleaned up, there's still a bunch more there to be had.
But that location is my heart, because again,
Sure.
I grew up in that area. There's so many houses I can tell you. I played here, I played here, I grew up here, I was hanging out here. This is where we went after church.
So let me ask you this: how much has it changed since you grew up as a girl there?
It's fallen apart
Yeah.
since I was
So it's
a kid.
declined a lot.
Yes, it has. Yes, and I'm stopping. I want to stop that.
Sure.
And I will
Well-
use my platform to do that.
Well, and this is unfortunate. We talk about with the what you said earlier about the stigma that people, oh, that's the bad part of town.
Yes.
And it is because of, it's declined. It's the nature of the beast. It's anytime you get an area that people leave and it gets, to less people, decrepit, abandoned, it just draws in a criminal element, because they need safety and security too, and they want to do it in a place that's under the radar, where guess what? That's in those abandoned buildings and things like that. And so over time, that just, as more people leave and more people, leave those abandoned buildings and things, it changes. And so just that a lot of that's happened probably over the last 20 years or so.
Right.
And so it's time to kind of bring it back the way it was.
Well, through preservation comes pride. And so hopefully even less crime. And it's actually been statistically proven that with that pride and that preservation, it'll lower.
So I'm curious. I mean, obviously you grew up there and things, but did this really spawn through Neighborhood Watch? Like you were forming some groups there and said, there's more than a Neighborhood Watch I could do here.
Well, not just me wanting to get Neighborhood Watches started. The Neighborhood Watch program also would like to encourage growth, communication to the actual community.
Absolutely.
And so that's what this is all about as well.
Sure.
So
Well,
not
this is
only,
community policing. This is at its finest. This is what community
But
policing
so
is.
I also want to help build or rebuild and share the history of Chihuahua.
Give pride back
so
to
that's
the
why,
area.
Yes, so
Yeah.
that's why I want to use my platform to the best of my ability to do that.
Sure, absolutely. And I would imagine, too, coming as a police officer, there's more people that are, like, let's face it, if another police officer didn't grow up in that area, they're probably not going to be as receptive to open doors and talk to you as someone who grew up there. I imagine some of the families you talk to, they're like, oh, I remember you getting in trouble in my front yard and all that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As a kid, and you're the one who was doing this, so, and so they already know where you come from. So it almost takes someone like you to get the others on board, someone that comes from there, someone that chewed the dirt that the people that live there have done. And people that are outsiders, we can talk all day, but we won't make the headway that someone like yourself can do. So it's almost needed.
On the cleanup day, there was power, and when we were handing out flyers, some of the response through the community would be, "What are you doing here?"
Mm-hmm.
And then when we told them, and I was asked again, "What are you doing here?"
Sure.
And when they realized we care, another powerful thing on that cleanup day, we had so many entities out there. How many people do you think? Hundreds.
We had 100.
I think once people realize what's going on, they're like, all right, let me grab my
New Mexico
equipment.
Youth Challenge Academy came out.
Job
and
Corps.
they were all lined up in New Mexico Youth Challenge Academy. One of the young girls lived 2 blocks from
I was about to say,
And
I
it
would
was-
imagine there's
see,
a few
and
of the
it's
youth
just
challenge
all
people
these
that
dots connected.
born and raised there too.
That,
Yeah.
Pioneer Bank was out there as well too. They lent a hand to Alien Jeepers. I think obviously Job Corps.
Pioneer Bank's amazing because they kind of have an army of volunteers
They do.
ready to
They are
go
an
for
army.
anything, and you
That's
call them
right.
up and get them on board, and they come They come full force to help out. They do it all the time.
So many churches were out there.
Yes, and we had so many sponsors too. They were wonderful. Stellar Coffee. They had wonderful coffee out there. L&F distributors. We had our little, and I'm so glad that they donated the water and like the electrolyte drinks because everybody was so tired and dehydrated, and that just perked people up, and they went back out to do their thing.
Keeps them motivated. Keeps them ready for the next round here. So where are we at now? What can the public do? What do we want to put on people's radar now?
So the next thing, and it's open to the residents of Chihuahuita. So the December 9th.
Okay.
I am hosting at the Boys and Girls Club a meeting called Conchas y Cafecito.
Okay.
And it's just a sit down with the community of Chihuahuita. How did the cleanup help you?
Okay.
What more can we do as a city?
Gotcha.
But it's also going to be a greeting of the mayor, their city council representatives, because people out there didn't really know who they were.
They want to see the representatives, the people
and to meet them, to talk to them. Yes.
Awesome.
Maybe even talk to somebody from solid waste. If you guys ever need to dump stuff, this is how this works.
Sure.
You know, things like that.
Make sure they're aware of city resources and how to utilize them.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And so then the next cleanup, Lord willing, will be in January.
How much is a language barrier issue there? Or, I mean, do most people...
A lot of people are bilingual.
Oh, but are they bilingual, or is there some that are just fluent in Spanish, so
and
they're
if they're fluent in
untrusting
Spanish,
of
I speak Spanish. I'm fluent, and I read it and write it, so I'm good.
Good deal. I just was kind of curious whether there was a disconnect there between the city and Chihuahuita as far as being aware of services and things. Is like, well, if they don't speak English, I mean, they don't understand that something's going on. And it's just a matter of they got this the facility. You can bring things there. It's free to. Residential and all this.
Well, a lot of your solid waste people also spoke Spanish.
Sure. I knew we had a lot. I just didn't know if there was some disconnect there, maybe.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Okay,
no.
Good. But this meeting was also one of those things to eliminate the disconnect here. It's like
that's another thing we're trying to do.
Did it benefit what we did? Good. Now what do we need to do? Or that didn't help much? Well, then what do we need to do to make it help? And that's what this meeting's all about. And then, like you said, this is that chance for city and community leaders to come and say, hey, we're your representatives. We're the people that you turn to when you need help. And this is what we do. And make sure that they're aware that, there are sources to help when you have issues, when you have problems. And I know, and let's face it, it's human nature. We kind of want the path of least resistance. If we don't want others necessarily to take care of our problems. It's like, I'll handle it myself. Don't worry about it. But sometimes that can get in the way, and next thing you know, a problem gets just forgotten about or pushed. It gets kicked down the curb, and then next thing you know, that problem turns into a more major thing down the road. And it always happens. Just sometimes pride gets in the way and things like that. So we want to take that off the table and say, hey, this is about community. This is about family. This is about our home, our neighborhood. What can we do to make it the greatest place on the planet for us to be here? And that's what this project is all about.
And who's to say somebody coming from East 2nd, from another state, come through and then they see the big sign, because that's what would like to do.
Sure.
We would love to see if the Chihuahuita resident. Welcome to the neighborhood, the Chihuahuita Historical District.
Yeah.
Oh, we came through here and there were some wonderful restaurants, or there's a really beautiful building, or let's stop and eat here. Something like that.
I would love to see, and just how much of the Mexican culture we could, bring and use it to celebrate and educate. That's what I love about it is you have, especially, we have a lot of transplanted New Mexicans, people that come here and settle here that aren't from New Mexico. I'm one of them. I've been here a long time, but I'm from Maryland. I didn't grow up in I'm not raised here, but so sometimes there's a disconnect between the local culture, and even to this day, I'm a few things like I know of Chihuahuita and things, but I don't know the deep history about it. I know that's kind of where it started, and I also know that right now it's the bad part of town and things, and we want to
and that's
change
what I want to change that image because it's not. There's some wonderful people there.
It's a great community with some probably some of the oldest Roswell families call that home,
exactly.
or legacies of Roswell. We do heritage dinners and things every year, honoring people and families that have made an impact here. How many of those people had roots through Chihuahuita? How many of those? I would say a good portion of them probably. You don't even realize it.
I think a lot about the little splash pad that's right there in that area off of 2nd, and that was donated by the Murphy family. There's a lot of Murphy families out there, if you will. If you say, what does that have to do with anything?
Go Rocket and Murphy.
A lot of legacies could support this. The Historical Society, our part in this, our part is anything Sergeant Fresca says. but our part is encouraging people listening. If you did nothing but make connections to bring maps and pictures and photos to add to our collection.
That's what we're looking for,
At any time, you could call 622-8333 and make an appointment with our amazing archive committee, and I guarantee you Sergeant Frescas will be here, because anytime we get new items, she's like, I'm on my way over here.
Sure.
Heck yes.
And that's part of it, too, is we have some stuff from that area, but not nearly as much as we want.
And Dr. Heidi Huckabee, I'm going to tell you right thing, if we get that information in, she is scanning it in, and she's going to be on
she's
point.
She's delving in the archives.
So to add that. But number 2, just remember, no matter who's listening and where you are in this community, you can connect a dot to this project, because the vision of 10 years might be us getting construction companies and plumbers and groceries, everything. See, to me, in character counts, we see everybody coming together and making this a 5-year project and not a 10-year, because people are so supportive. Sergeant Frescas has a problem of how are we going to get all this done? Well, we can get it done because this amazing community shows up and comes together. And I would like nothing more than us to be the united community.
Yes.
That values a sweet little hidden treasure, that it pulls us together. And I just got goosebumps thinking, it doesn't matter whether you're from Chihuahua or where you are. We are one big amazing family.
Well, that's what makes Roswell
up.
great.
Yes.
It's Chihuahua. It's our neighborhoods. It's our people. It's the people that call this home, the people that have made this home. That's and it doesn't matter if it's the north end or Chihuahua or just down by the base. It doesn't, wherever we're talking here, we're all one community, and maybe the Chihuahua project's that reminder to all of us that we share this community. Let's all embrace it, and let's all, because we have, and we're so culturally diverse here. We have you've got the gamut of everything here. You've got and how many places in a town of this size, which we're the biggest small town there is. You know what I mean? It's just and we're very fortunate, and we need to embrace that. It's no different than the other amenities. We talk about the airport and the zoo and these things. We gotta embrace them. We gotta nurture them so that they grow. And Chihuahua is the exact same thing. And I think for culturally speaking, it's right up there in importance with an airport, with the jail, with the zoo, with all the museums. It makes us who we are.
It puts things in perspective.
And for me, putting it in perspective was Mr. Charlie Varela. He had come through with a book of black and white photographs. And let me back up a little bit. So the cleanup where we were at, that's where the cultural center used to be.
Okay.
And it was built in the early 1900s, but that's where all the Latinos would go get together.
Okay. That was
all the men.
The social ground, the dances.
Yes. Well, we found the pictures, and it was, I almost started crying. I saw murals and just people coming to dances and getting together and hanging out. And you could see kids doing arts and crafts, and they would have shows. And I want to bring that back to Chihuahua.
Yeah.
Because there's so much beautiful culture here, and we need to embrace it.
Yeah.
And that's the perfect location
I'll
for
give you one example. In
idea.
that scrapbook, it was a lot of my husband's familia, right? Well, John thought I'd looked through the scrapbook. Well, I've been so darn busy, I haven't looked in there.
Chance.
So then he's sending me pictures because it would say Teas, and I'm, oh my gosh. And then it sparked this interest of most of the Teas family that's not even here in Roswell, that they can help wherever they are. That is just such a significant part of history.
Some roots go farther
so they
than others.
They got sparked, and that just is a reminder of how exciting it was.
It is.
Life's too short.
Absolutely, and
we need to come together.
And that would be awesome if we see a cultural center back in that, maybe in that same location. Who knows?
It'd be awesome.
If not, maybe up a block or two, but wherever,
and bakeries and all these
just to see the neighborhood again, kind of that old feel of when you walk down the street to get your breakfast or whatever, and you get your paper on the way and go stop and see neighbors.
Yeah, but that's why we want to have that Conchas y Cafecito meeting, is because I also want to hear from the community members there.
Sure,
because I'm not the one that lives there.
Well, they're the ones that live there.
They're the ones that and I want to hear from them. What would you like to see in the future for your neighborhood?
Yeah. And I'm guessing they're going to tell us, because that's and hopefully it kind of lines up with what we're thinking here.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, they're the ones that say no. And but this is why your input's important. So give out the dates one more time for that meeting.
So it's going to be November. I'm sorry, I don't know why I keep saying that. December 9th.
December 9th.
At 9 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. And where was that again? What's
at the Boys and Girls Club?
At the Boys and Girls Club there. So come on down.
And
if you haven't seen the newly remodeled Boys and Girls Club, there's your excuse to go check it out.
And then let's remind them how they can get involved. If anybody listening wants to get involved in any way with the project.
Absolutely.
Can we give your email? Or?
Yes. So it's g.frescas at roswell-nm.gov.
Okay.
And I'd also love to talk to people. I'm doing some interviews. I'm kind of doing it a little bit rickety, too. I'm doing it off my phone.
Okay.
For what it was like for them or their family in that area as well. So 624-6770. Ask for Sergeant Grace Frescas.
Very good. And of course, you can always shoot a message to the Historical Society, and we'll get it directly to
They
Grace.
Then call the museum at 622-8333.
Yes.
History Director at Outlook.com. Give us a call, and we can connect you immediately if you wanted us to make copies of photos and maps and fun. Don't let that legacy and history go away.
Yeah.
Please let us develop this. That's right.
Go through the attics and basements.
And during these holidays when you're cleaning and decorating, and if you find information, don't put that off. Give us a call. We can scan and input in. It may connect a dot that you never realized.
Absolutely.
We have that happen all the time.
Absolutely. Yeah,
and thank you, Sergeant Frescas, for your passion. I know we're part of Leadership Roswell, and I think our leaders need to step up.
Yeah. And by the way, if you're interested in organizing and forming a neighborhood watch in your community, and it doesn't have already one, Sergeant Frescas is your
We have
contact
so
for
much
that.
fun with those things. We do.
That's good. We need to have more fun. So there you go.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, ladies. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And, well, we got to. Maybe we should get you back in around the 9th, or just remind people around that. Just a last minute reminder there. But
that'd be great.
We'll figure it out.
Oh.
What about major news outlets too? If Twitter interfered, it's obvious others did as well. Remember to try my new Daily Tech podcast. It's perfect for when you're on the go, called Kim Commando Today. Prices on everything are rising, but thanks to CarShield, I don't worry about how much it will cost to fix my car when it breaks down. CarShield's price will never go up, and they help handle everything. When I took my older Mercedes to the dealership for an inspection, I was told it needed over $4,000 in repairs. But thanks to my CarShield protection plan, I only had to cover the $100 deductible. They took care of everything the same day. No paperwork or headaches. And when you get coverage today, you'll lock in your price. So as long as you cover your car, you're protected from the rising cost of parts and repairs. CarShield has my back when my car breaks down. They can have yours too. Get coverage like I did. Go to carshield.com/Kim or call 800-858-2550 to save 10% on your plan. That's carshield.com/Kim or 800-858-2550. That's 800-858-2550 to save 10%. carshield.com/Kim.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Should be nice today, upper 50s to low 60s and a mix of sunshine and clouds. Overnight, a few more clouds rolling in, our low in the mid-upper 30s, and then Friday should be nice, but the wind will be picking up a little bit. Mid-70s and mostly sunny. We have our next cold front arriving on Saturday. Showers and our high only around 50. Clouds and low 60s on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Couple of late arriving scores from Tuesday night. We wanted to tell you about it. Roswell in girls basketball defeated Santa Teresa, no problems, 57-13, the season opener for the Lady Coyotes. Meanwhile, Goddard drops his first game. The Lady Rockets are 2-1 now, losing to Clovis 42-22. Goddard gets right back in action today at 1 o'clock in the Artesia tournament. That's against Alamogordo. That starts at 1 once again. Hey, congratulations to some guys that were selected to the All-Star game this Saturday in Artesia. We mentioned the big school of representatives earlier this week. Hagerman's David Chacon at wide receiver, Adam Madrid at center, NMMI's Juan Badillo at defensive back, and Tanner Briscoe from Dexter at defensive line. They'll all be playing this Saturday to cap off their senior season. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Wall Street ended sharply higher on Wednesday after Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said the central bank might scale back the pace of its interest rate hikes as soon as December. Powell says there's still a long way to go. Noting that the Fed has not seen clear progress, the U.S. House of Representatives on Wednesday voted to approve a bill to block a potentially crippling railroad strike and to mandate paid sick time for rail workers. Lawmakers voted 290 to 137 to impose a tentative contract deal reached in September on a dozen unions representing 115,000 workers after President Biden warned of the catastrophic impact of a rail stoppage. Inflation in Europe has eased for the first time in more than a year as energy prices drifted down from painful highs, but the double-digit rate still hovers near a record that has robbed consumers of their spending power and led economists to predict a recession. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
This is the owner of Trustmark Roofing, and nothing makes us happier than telling our customers no. As in, no pricing games. We give you a guaranteed price, and then we stand by it. No surprises, no gotchas. No obscurity. We don't just tell you what's wrong with your roof. We record our inspections and show you. No lemons. We install premium roofing materials from top brands like Owens Corning. No shortcuts. We're in the 2% of roofers with the Owens Corning Preferred Contractor Certificate for our local area. This means we offer precision installation and the longest warranties. Want a beautiful new roof that's built to last? Choose Trustmark Roofing, the roofer that loves to tell our customers no. For an estimate, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
The historic Wool Bowl returns to Roswell this Friday night as the Broncos of New Mexico Military Institute take on the Falcons of Lackawanna College. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM and KSVPTV.com will have all the action. Join Art Sandoval and Kelly McDonald for the pregame at 5:40 and the kickoff at 6 p.m. Broncos versus Falcons, the Wool Bowl. Friday beginning at 5:40 on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM and KSVPTV.com. Southeastern New Mexico's sports authority, then, now, and always.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. due to extreme pressure and weather conditions, it literally rains diamonds on Neptune and Uranus. Stop snickering because I said Uranus. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing in on 7:57. Stay tuned next hour, about 8:15 or so. We're going to replay our interview we had on Tuesday with Ron Lithgow and Lori Schatz from Kiwanis Club of Roswell, talking about their big concert at the Anderson Museum Saturday night. That's next hour. Hey, I just saw online a little bit ago that congratulations are in order to Coach Joe Fortner with the New Mexico Military Institute. Yesterday, the NJCAA, the New Mexico Junior College Athletics Association, has announced their inductees into the 2022 class of the NJCAA Football Coaches Association Hall of Fame. And Joe Fortner is a member of that class of 2022. So congratulations to Coach on making it into the Junior College Coaches Association Hall of Fame. That's a pretty good feather in the cap there. And obviously, the caliber of that man and a coach, others see it, just not the folks at New Mexico Military Institute there. So congratulations to him. I just saw that. I wish I knew that when I had him on the radio the other day. I don't know if he knew then or not, but we didn't find out till yesterday. So congratulations to Coach on that great achievement. And another thing, a more somber note to pass along, I found on Facebook, and it was actually on Governor Susana Martinez's Facebook page, that we lost a true hero, Medal of Honor recipient Hershey Miyamura. If you know Miyamura High School up north, you may have heard in sports and things, it's named after this gentleman. He's a Medal of Honor recipient, an amazing individual. Well, he passed away just, I believe, a few days ago here, and I just saw it online. So I shared that on our Facebook pages. But if you ever get a chance, I hope it's still there. There's a Netflix documentary series called Medal of Honor. It might have something else, but I believe it's just called Medal of Honor. I hope it's still there. And one of that episodes is talking about his story, about Miyamura's story, and it's pretty impressive. So if you get a chance and you have Netflix, try to go find it and check it out. It's definitely worth a view. But yeah, he called New Mexico home, and he was a great American, and we lost him just recently. So they named the school, obviously, as a Medal of Honor, and that's one of the few things that I don't know many people realize. Most Medal of Honor recipients get that when they're no longer with us. Usually that it's because of what they did, they lost their lives, and that's usually how most Medal of Honor recipients are honored. He was the exception on this one, and it was, it's nice when we actually have living Medal of Honor winners with us. So we lost one, and that's a shame. So I just thought I'd pass that along. All right, it's closing in on 8 o'clock. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back on the other side of news. Don't go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. A gauge of inflation that's watched by the Fed remained elevated in October, although it did ease just a bit. The Commerce Department reports that prices rose 6% in October from 1 year earlier. The Senate, the next stop for legislation to head off a looming freight rail strike. The House passed a bill imposing a settlement on both sides. President Biden is applauding the congressional action.
Under the bill, rail companies and workers will be bound to a compromised labor agreement, but that deal does not include paid sick leave, which was a major sticking point in the contract talks. The president's statement of support for the congressional intervention makes no mention of paid sick leave.
White House correspondent Greg Clugston. China's communist rulers appear to be easing at least some of the most stringent aspects of their zero-tolerance COVID policy. The BBC's Celia Hatton says lockdowns and other repressive measures have unleashed unprecedented nationwide protests.
China's Vice Premier, Sun Chunlan, is a woman to watch if one is seeking to predict the government's COVID plans. When she's arrived to inspect a Chinese city's response to the virus, mass lockdowns have often followed. She's now sounding optimistic, announcing that China is facing a new situation as the Omicron variant weakens. The government appears to be relaxing some of the most hated COVID rules in some places that have seen protests.
They are rolling out the red carpet at the White House as French President Macron arrives for a state visit hosted by President Biden. On Wall Street this hour, stocks are mixed. Right now, the Dow is down about 18 points, while the NASDAQ Composite Index trading 68 points higher, and the S&P 500 Index is up 19 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Nick, what are you doing?
Well, Adam, Thanksgiving is over, so it's officially time for the holidays.
And it's time for our Legacy Box Cyber Monday sale, which means you can save up to 65% when you digitize your home movies and pictures. What an incredible reason to join the millions of people who've entrusted Legacy Box to safeguard their recorded memories.
Plus, Legacy Box is the best gift for you or a family member. It's what Better Homes and Gardens called the most sentimental gift to make this holiday season special.
And what Reader's Digest called a genius product.
That's because Legacy Box is simple and safe. Just fill and send, and you'll get your new digital copies of your treasured tapes, film reels, and photos.
So turn on the Christmas music and make sure to visit legacybox.com and shop our Cyber Monday sale to take an unreal 65% off.
Our Cyber Monday sale is going on now at legacybox.com/lbox. That's legacybox.com to take 65% off. Visit legacybox.com/lbox.
Hong Kong's High Court approving a prosecutor's request to postpone the high-profile sedition trial of media tycoon Jimmy Lai. The move comes as Lai tries to hire a British defense attorney. BBC's Martin Yip in Hong Kong.
Hong Kong's leader John Lee asked the National People's Congress Standing Committee to interpret the national security law. The Court of Final Appeal turned down the prosecutor's request on Monday. The Beijing proclaimed law does not say if foreign lawyers should be banned from working on such cases. Mr. Lee hopes the Chinese parliament will make it clear what to do. Jimmy Lai's defense team says Hong Kong's officials have withheld Mr. Owen's application to extend his work visa.
A Taliban official says at least 10 students have died in a bomb explosion targeting a religious school in northern Afghanistan. News and analysis, townhall.com. Orphaned by the war in Ukraine, 4 young lions find a new home here in the U.S.
The cubs have arrived at a Minnesota animal sanctuary that has pledged to provide them a permanent home. A male cub and 3 females, who are all between 4 and 5 months of age, spent the last 3 weeks at a zoo in Poland. International Fund for Animal Welfare says they were born at Ukrainian breeding facilities during the war and then orphaned at a few weeks old. Their arrival this week has marked the final step in a journey after they survived sporadic bombings and missile attacks. Jason Walker reporting.
The tears flowed at a vigil last night for the 4 University of Idaho students murdered several weeks ago in a gruesome attack in a home near the campus in Moscow, Idaho. The victims stabbed to death, no arrests, and police say no suspect has been identified. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2 of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to it. Hope you're having a good day so far.
Thirsty Thursday.
Yeah. Sorry to hear about the Miyamura, the Hiroshima Miyamura. He was a Medal of Honor winner, named at Miyamura High School. Yeah, he just passed away.
Just passed away, really?
Just recently here.
Oh, wow.
So sorry to hear that. I put on our Facebook and everything there, and then I was digging around some more, and there's, oh, by the way, Coach Joe Forcher's the Coaches Association Junior College Hall of Fame inductee. I was like, how awesome is that? So,
heck yeah.
So, yeah, it's kind of all over the place there. But happy Thursday.
I got called out.
You did?
Well, sort of. I got called out for being a massive AJR fan. So Spotify put out their Wrapped for 2022, which is basically your year in music.
Okay.
I live on my Spotify, whether it's my Spotify playlist, I listen to all my podcasts through Spotify, music in the car. And so I spend a lot of time on there. Basically, It said I was, I listened more than like 76% of the people on Spotify. But this is the one that called me, that I felt called out.
Yeah.
And this is across the board. Your top artist this year was AJR. Not shocked. I listened to a lot of AJR. It says, hang on, you spent 1,857 minutes together. You are in the top 0.5% of AJR listeners on Spotify.
Wow.
0.5%. Not even the 1%.
Like, you might be on their list.
I'm hoping I am. I mean, I put in hours, you know?
Yeah. And I'm not sure if it's the good list or the bad list.
Yeah, either way.
Like a picture of you saying, if this guy's at the concert, don't let him
watch
by
for
us.
this dude.
Yeah.
But so I use Spotify also for work, for country music. So I always know my numbers are going to be skewed every year because it's going to say that Texas country is my top genre.
Right.
It's not. It's just, it ends up that way.
Yeah.
So it's like AJR, John Bellion, and then Flatland Cavalry in number 5. I'm like, it's an odd placement there, but all right.
Well, in all fairness, if I had a Spotify account and everything, it'd probably be like you're in the top 0%
of Metallica.
Yeah, because that's all. But there would be nothing else on the play.
Well, that's the thing.
Second place is nothing.
When there's nothing else, it pulls from like, something you may have listened to like one time through Spotify. It's like, this was another big one for you.
Your biggest fan was the Jerky Boys bit from 1992.
Right. You were weirdly into Engelbert Humperdinck for a minute there.
Yeah.
I played one song.
Oh man! So, but that would be. I literally. I'm a music. I'm a one-trick pony, man. I don't listen to.
It's a good trick.
Yeah,
it's a good trick to be one-trick pony too.
Yeah,
but
I just am. That's what I listen to. In all fairness, I have an Amazon account. I have one playlist that has other songs for other people when they're in the car with me, and then I have one that has all the Metallica albums on it. And I pretty much just put that on whenever I get in the car and I feel like listening to music and not the radio stations or whatever.
It gave me a playlist of my like top 100 songs or whatever. I'm pretty sure it's just the playlist I have now, like the one I just use all the time.
Yeah. So imagine Fleetwood Mac probably bumping up on the list here on all the streaming services a little bit today after the passing of McVie there. So yeah,
that came out of
late yesterday. Yeah, that came out yesterday. She passed away at, was it 79? I think she was.
79.
Yeah,
McVie. Please
depend on who you talk to.
That's true.
Yeah,
my daughter's name is Rhiannon, and we are weirdly into Fleetwood Mac.
I've heard people say McVie. I usually go McVie, but that's just because I'm weird. But you know how I roll. Because I think of McVeigh, and then I think of Timothy McVeigh, and then I'm like, nothing wants to be good associated with that. So we'll go with McVie.
McVie. It works.
All I know, she's in Fleetwood Mac, and she was one of the originals, and she's British. She was part of the group, and then when they came and did America, they added the two other, Stevie Nicks and what's his name?
Well, she can go her own way.
Fleetwood Mac was a smidge before my time. I listened to their music growing up, but I was a kid. And so that was what my parents liked. And I'm like, no, I'm into.
See, you listen to the music your parents listen to for the most part. So like I was raised listening to mostly Christian music. So like Stephen Curtis Chapman, DC Talk, Jars of Clay, stuff like that. But also weirdly like Three Dog Night.
Yeah.
So because my parents were really my dad specifically was really into the band Three Dog Night. Or like, what's that other one? Oh, God. Who did the song, I'm NRA the 8th, I am NRA the 8th,
Was that Herman's Hermits?
It might have been Herman's, Herman's Hermits. We actually got to see them in concert when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah?
They came to Rio Rancho.
Nice.
They played like a festival. I don't know
Like
if it
a
was,
fair or
I don't know if
something?
it was the real Herman's Hermits, but it was the
Probably
official
Herman
band.
and a few different
Herman
Hermits.
and like, and a studio band.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so weird genres of music. But I think the Fleetwood Mac connection came from the fact that Carletta's parents were mostly hippies.
Yeah.
So like they listened to that genre.
My mom, weirdly enough, kind of like me. Like she grew up, I grew up, she listened to the oldie station. And back then the oldie station was 50s oldies.
Right.
Like the Big Bopper, all that. But my mom was a diehard Beatles fan. Like I'm a Metallica fan. She's a Beatles fan. Like if you looked at her record collection, she owned every single, like that record. If it was still available or around, it's probably worth money.
I would imagine, yeah.
I have no idea where it went.
Especially if you're talking about original pressings.
But she had like the Beatles records and all of them. And now my dad, he was a Beatles fan, but he was a little more like you'd go through his collection, you'd find the Fleetwood Mac album, you'd find Pink Floyd, you'd find Hermits. You'd find an eclectic mix, but he wasn't really a music person per se. He never popped in music on a record player and listened to it.
Right.
Like if he's in the car, he's putting on the oldie station and he sings poorly to the. But his whole deal was my father's, and to this day it still sticks with me whenever I hear the song. My father swore up and down that whenever he heard the song "Hey Jude," something good was going to happen to him.
Really?
He believed it in his soul. And every time to this day, when I hear that song, I think of my father.
That's
and
kind of cool.
I think of
that you can attach the good feelings that you have with a regular occurrence like a song.
But even as a kid, all of a sudden we'd be playing a license plate game or sitting around. All of a sudden, "Hey Jude, come on!" Everybody stop, listen. Gonna be a good day, kids, and we move on with our day.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
doing this, helping my daughter with this project she's been working on, it's kind of given me a chance to kind of look back and think about because we don't really have a lot of like traditions as far as like me and my kids so much. But looking back and like stuff,
I think you do. You just don't quite realize it yet until later.
Haven't taken a look.
Years
at
later, you look back and like that was kind of our tradition.
But like the stuff that I did as a kid with my mom and dad is the stuff I do with my kids now. Like we would drive around and my dad, his favorite thing to do was listen to songs and make up new lyrics to them. Like, different alternate lyrics. And yeah, that sort of rubbed off on me, which is why I do parodies now and stuff. But I still do that with my kids.
Sure.
We'll make up new lyrics to different songs that come on the radio and stuff. And so that's a big part of my childhood as far as like my music influence was just being goofy with my parents.
Yeah. Well, and now you're carrying that with your kids, and your kids seem to be a fan of that.
Their music was so lame, man. My dad was into like 1910 Fruit Gum Company.
Well, and guess what? Your kids are going to say the same thing.
I think
my dad's music was so lame.
I think we've done a pretty good job of like I'm pretty heavily into like a lot of music the kids listen to. Just because it hits my ear the right way.
Yeah, you do have a younger ear than.
Meanwhile,
others.
Their mom is super into 80s, 80s hair music.
Def Leppard and all that. Yeah.
So I think they've gotten a pretty decent breadth of music knowledge.
Okay.
Good. A lot more open than we were when I was a kid.
Well, yeah. I mean, I listen to Beatles. I listen to
Dude, a game changer for me. My sister would like give me cassettes that she didn't want anymore, and when she gave me the Beastie Boys "License to Ill" cassette tape, I played that thing till the tape snapped. It was over and over again on replay.
Yeah.
That was a big one for me.
Well, and to be honest, my mom's radio habits probably got me into where I'm at today because my mom listened to in DC at the time was an oldie station called WPGC. It's been the hip hop station in rap station for DC for many years now. But back in the late 70s, early 80s, it was a oldie station. And they had like one of the top morning shows in the DC area. It was Elliott and Woodside in the morning, and it was a morning zoo type show, but they played oldies music. And so that was my first exposure to radio shows as a kid that on a regular basis. And so I'd listen to them and like their traffic and weather guys, like Burt Toast and Coffee Time, 702. And you do all that. And they do song parodies like, you know the song, I don't know if you're old enough to remember this song. Do you remember when they did Pac-Man Fever?
I do.
Pac-Man Fever, driving me crazy. Well, they did a spoof called Pothole Fever, talking about all the potholes in D.C., and it was a kind of a funny parody. And then they used to play bits like they're coming to take me away, hee hee ha ho, to the funny farm.
A lot of Bob Rivers stuff.
Yeah, and so all that kind of just stuck in my head, and then I went on to Don and Mike and of course Stern and going to the evolution of talk radio and listening to all that. But Elliot Woodside and all that was probably my first intro into radio, and I used to love as a kid listening to those little song parodies and hearing Burt Toast and Coffee Time 702 used to make me laugh.
I don't know what got me into radio when I was a kid, but I was super into it. Like at age 7, I was making radio shows in my room, but I don't remember what the catalyst for that was.
Yeah.
I remember doing the thing. I don't remember what it was that got me so into it, though.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was, just listening to radio my parents listened to, and every morning. Of course, snow days, you'd listen intently, waiting for them to say your school's closed. But, even during that time, going to school or getting ready in the morning, that was part of the routine. So.
I did just remember what it was. It was my sister had a Emerson 2-speaker cassette player, but the microphone was in the thing, the speaker, and she would record herself reading like poems and stuff.
Yeah.
And I would play that back. And that's sort of what started, that's kind of what the catalyst was.
And I think what started mine was my parents bought a hi-fi stereo for the first time, and it had a microphone attachment. And it was a little tiny mic about 3-4 inches. And I was like, ooh. I was like, I can make tapes? And then a cassette tape.
Right.
So, yeah, it just...
And then fate took over.
Yeah. And then just went from here. So
someday you'll be severely underpaid too.
That's right. It is 18 minutes after 8 o'clock. Before we play our interview with the Kiwanis Club, let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Should be nice today, upper 50s to low 60s, and a mix of sunshine and clouds. Overnight, a few more clouds rolling in, our low in the mid-upper 30s, and then Friday should be nice, but the wind will be picking up a little bit. Mid-70s and mostly sunny. We have our next cold front arriving on Saturday. Showers and our high only around 50. Clouds and low 60s on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 31 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 79%. Winds are calm at the moment. Sunny today, a high of 58 expected. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Not too bad, a little cooler. Partly cloudy tonight with an overnight low of 33 degrees. South winds 5 to 10. Tomorrow, temperature-wise, going to be lovely. Mostly sunny, 73 for a high. It is going to be a little breezy. First, southwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Later in the day, they'll shift to the west and increase 15 to 20. Friday night for the Wool Bowl and everything, partly cloudy, 39 for an overnight low. West winds at around 5 miles per hour. Saturday, don't forget red-green game in Artesia on Saturday, but there is some rain chances, at least here in Roswell. 40% chance of showers after 11 on Saturday. Mostly cloudy, highs near 52 with northeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. We're looking at a 40% chance of rain for Saturday night as well, mainly before 11 p.m., mostly cloudy otherwise with an overnight low of 42. And then Sunday, mostly cloudy, highs near 63. We are looking at a 20% chance of showers Sunday night, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 50. All right, it is 20 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to take about a 2-minute, 45-second commercial break. And then on the other side, we'll play our interview with Lori Schatz and Ron Lethko with Kiwanis Club of Roswell. Don't go away.
God is with us. It is what the season represents. God entering the world in the form of Jesus, God's Son, Emmanuel, which means God with us. But that is only a small part of Christ's story. It's good and right to celebrate the birth of Jesus, but we can't stop with that. We can't just leave him in the manger. We should learn from the boy who amazed the teachers in the temple. We should learn from the man who lived a life of service, who loved the unlovable and even the outcast, who was outraged by men who made a mockery of God's temple, who forgave the man that denied him 3 times. We should learn from the end of the story too, from the Christ who willingly died on the cross to be the sacrifice for our sins. But we can't stop there. We should celebrate the Messiah who was raised from the dead to show that not even death had power over God. We must answer his call to continue his story by honoring that birth, that life, that death, and that resurrection. In this season and in all seasons, God is still with us. We should believe it, proclaim it, and live it.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Mark your calendars, shoppers. The Yucca Blossom Christmas Jamboree is set for December 10th and 11th at the Eddy County Fairgrounds in Artesia. Over 90 booths featuring all kinds of arts and crafts, candles, jewelry, clothing, keychains, home decor, kitchen and bath accessories, and so much more. Bring the family. There's something for everyone. Santa Claus will be there both days. There's plenty to eat and drink, too, with several food trucks on site. The Yucca Blossom Christmas Jamboree, December 10th and 11th at the Eddy County Fairgrounds, and paid by Eddy County Lodgers Tax.
Time to get lit. The City of Roswell presents the Light Up the Night 5K, December 9th, beginning at 6 p.m. at the Cielo Grande Recreation Area. The course, along with the runners and walkers, will be decked out with holiday lights. Don't forget your flashlight and to wear lots of light-up gear. Everyone gets a light-up necklace and event medal, and first through third place receive awards. Stick around for the post-event hot chocolate and award ceremony. Entry fee is $29 per person. Sign up at RoswellConnect.com. The Light Up the Night 5K, December 9th, 6 p.m. at the Cielo Grande Recreation Area. Health insurance is more affordable than ever. Attend a free Be Well NM information and enrollment event to find the right health insurance for you, your family, and your budget. It's this Friday, December 2nd, 3 to 7 p.m. at the Nora Lee Hospital Annex Building in Lovington. The historic Wool Bowl returns to Roswell this Friday night as the Broncos of New Mexico Military Institute take on the Falcons of Lackawanna College. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM and KSVPTV.com will have all the action. Join Art Sandoval and Kelly McDonald for the pregame at 5:40 and the kickoff at 6 p.m. Broncos versus Falcons, the Wool Bowl, Friday beginning at 5:40 on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM and KSVPTV.com. Southeastern New Mexico's sports authority, then, now, and always.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The catfish has over 27,000 taste buds. Do you think they prefer fried or blackened? Here's Mike Winters.
It is 19 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from Kiwanis Club of Roswell, Lori Schatz and Ron Lithgow back with us. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
How's y'all look relatively calm. We're days away from the event, but y'all look not frazzled per se. You look like everything's going okay right now. So I think that's a good sign.
Yeah. Well, it's starting to get there. The sea's getting a little rougher.
Yeah. Oh, y'all's losing the scarf, so it's starting to be big time now.
But it is what it is, right?
That's right. Yeah. It is what it is. But if you haven't heard, we would love to invite everyone out this Saturday night out to the Anderson Museum. If you love Carole King, this is going to be your favorite night of the week here. We're going to have Deb DeLuca doing a tribute to Carole King at the Anderson Museum. Beautiful music on that beautiful piano in a beautiful facility. A real treat for folks here, and it's a one night only, one shot only deal this Saturday night. So we still have some tickets left.
Right,
they are selling. So yes. I can't guarantee Saturday you'll get if you just roll up in there. I can't guarantee. But I can guarantee if you get one today, you will get into the show.
Right.
So, and this is yes, it's for you guys. This is just a fun night of maybe a date night, some heavy hors d'oeuvres and some music, and maybe sightseeing of all the different things at the museum. Which, if you've never been, please come early or stick around afterwards and enjoy the museum. It's as much of this experience as the tribute to Carole King is, but. All of this is fundraising for the all-inclusive park. This is the whole point of this Saturday night. Yes, we want you to come and enjoy the music and have a good time, but we really want your money so we can raise money for this all-inclusive park. That's the big thing.
That's
here.
The important thing for us as Kiwanians is raising funds for these kids that are on the spectrum that would enjoy a place to go play that's designed specifically for them. It'll be open to all children, of course, but it's certainly a unique facility.
And it actually goes a step beyond being just for them. It's actually the all-inclusive park. It's so they can go there and have a good time and enjoy it equally as much as a child that's not on the spectrum. That's what this park's about. It's a park for a kid. If you're a kid and you want to play, this park has got things that's going to make you, inspire you and want to play and have fun. It's not going to be intimidating. It's not going to be, obviously, depending on how far and what their different issues are on the spectrum, sensitivity issues or just there's a slew of different things. Maybe it's a physical thing. Maybe it's more psychological, mental. But either way, this park is designed so a kid with some limited abilities or no limited abilities can have a good time at this park.
Right, and this facility is designed for them. Like kids on the spectrum don't necessarily like a big bucket of water being poured down on their head. And,
well, I'm not on the spectrum. That's not high on my thing of the list I like either. But for kids that are on the spectrum, they prefer the water coming up. Sure.
So
okay.
There's going to have a water feature in there.
Gotcha.
As we understand from the design we've seen, is that will bubble up from the ground, and that they can go in and
test it at their own way instead of getting shocked with the here's surprise, there's a big bucket of water on your head. Yeah. That's why that's a prank in most people's households and not a ride at a park.
I like even getting splashed in the shower, so I'm not part of that.
But that's what we're doing. And this hopefully this is the first of many parks that'll be played through or installed throughout Roswell and New Mexico here, because I know not only will it be the first one in Roswell, is this one of the first in New Mexico as well?
New Mexico.
Southeast New Mexico here.
Rio Rancho is the only other one that I'm aware of.
Okay.
And I know in Southeast is the first one.
Good. So we're kind of creating trends and setting paths here. For
right.
This, so.
Yeah, I know there was a park when my son lived in Albuquerque for several years. I'd take my grandkids to a park called the Park Above, and in Albuquerque area, and it was a park specifically designed for children with handicap. They had a swing where a wheelchair could roll on.
Oh, nice!
And so
cool is that?
And but my kids, my grandkids, thoroughly enjoyed it as well. So it's as you say, this is a park designed for all kids.
Yeah,
but
obviously it's got for special needs and things. But that's the beauty of this park. It's not just for folks that are on the spectrum or have special needs. It don't matter if your kid's a kid, your kid can come have fun at this park, and that's what we want, all inclusive. If you're a child, and all children hopefully have the mind of a child and want to play and do things like a child. That's the cool part of being a child.
Right.
And we want a place where they can do that regardless of their limitations or lack thereof.
Right.
You have no limitations, you're going to have as much fun as someone with severe limitations. That's the whole point here.
Right.
So all we're asking you to do is come and enjoy some hors d'oeuvres, eat some fancy foods, and kind of enjoy beautiful music in this beautiful facility. That's all we're asking you to do is come have a good time Saturday night and enjoy the music and help us get that much closer to raising the money we need to get this park, breaking ground and going from a dream to a reality.
Right.
So.
And as you say, it would be a perfect date night. You can arrive at 6:00 and the hors d'oeuvres will be laid out at that point in time. You'll get a free glass of champagne included in the ticket, and then there will also be a cash bar there. But if you come at 6, the concert probably won't start till 7:15.
Okay.
So you can wander around the museum and mingle with the folks that are there. And so I think it will be a really nice date night, and then plus the concert to conclude the evening.
Yeah.
So it would be great.
Exactly. You ain't rain or shine at the Anderson. It's all indoors there.
And I
here.
know there's a lot of things going on this weekend to choose from, but we're hoping that you will choose us in the evening. You might have your day filled up, but then in the evening you can come out to the Anderson. If you don't know Carole King and you know James Taylor, you've got a friend. I don't know who doesn't know that song. I'm sure I'd be surprised. But I started playing music at work to some of our employees, and they're like, I know that song. I know that song. I know that song. I'm like, right. I think she's more of a songwriter.
Okay. Yeah.
And so you may not know her name, but you know James Taylor, and she's done a lot of collaborating.
It's kind of like, it's like that, and here, let me do something real quick. Can we switch mics here? Can you give that one to her? Because I think yours is is clipping or doing something ornery on me here, and we want to fix that. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
That thing. He was telling me that you're cutting in and out, so I was like, all right, let's flip
That's all
it over
right.
to
Ron
this
can
one.
do all the talking.
I look at, like, to be honest, like, I look at Prince that same way. Yes, Prince had some hits and known for his hits, but there are so many artists that are famous and have songs because Prince wrote the songs and did all the, people like Christina Aguilera may not have a career if it wasn't for people like Prince. You know what I'm saying? And this tribute to Carole King's kind of that same way. It's like, well, without Carole King, would you have James Taylor?
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's that same kind
I was
of.
like, I Will Always Love You. I remember when that came out with The Bodyguard, and everyone's like, oh, Whitney Houston's new song. I'm like, you better check who wrote that, because it was Dolly Parton, and she's already had it at number one 3 different times.
Yeah, well, she did a pretty good version of it, too.
And then after Whitney, she did it as a duet that hit number 1. So, sometimes you have to check behind the artist that's singing it and find out who the brains were that wrote it.
Well, it always makes me laugh, like you watch those YouTube videos of younger people, and they'll be listening to like their favorite rapper. Like the one that was kind of famous was there's like a Kanye video, and he uses some of Paul McCartney's music in the thing. And the people are like, I don't know who this Paul McCartney is, but Kanye's going to blow him up. And I'm like, yeah, you might want to reverse that a little bit. Paul McCartney's a god. You can't, he's pretty much the most he's a Beatle. You don't, come on. That's royalty
my
right
niece
there.
was young. She was like, Beatles? Who would name their band after a bug? And I was like, appalled. I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah. But I love when younger people just find out these artists and stuff, and they're like, oh, yeah, they're going to blow them up. I'm like, yeah, do your history a little bit there. Just Google Paul McCartney, see what you come up with.
Listen to his music.
Yeah.
The doors will open at 6 for those that are coming for heavy hors d'oeuvres and the champagne. So, yes, you want to come maybe a little early, 5 or 10 minutes, not any more than that, because the doors are not going to be open. That gives us time to set up the champagne and the cash bar and the food ready and the tables ready for you. And then, of course, there'll be like you said, there'll be like an hour and 15 minutes of them. They can eat, they can stroll around, they can look at the artwork.
And please get there early for that hour. Come in the 6 o'clock hour. Come get your hors d'oeuvres and everything, and get your grub on. But especially if you've never been to the museum or haven't been in a long time, you could easily fill that entire hour just walking through the gallery, seeing all the different art. Right. And what I love about that museum, it's got something for everybody. Like from what you would think is traditional art, paintings, things that, you walk into an art gallery and thing. But then they go to the eclectic, things that like recycled art or things that you look at it and it's like, whoa, what is that? And then you kind of look and it's art made from a different way or a different perspective or a sculpture that you're like, that's wild. That's out there.
I like the golf club bags hanging from the ceiling. They're kind of cool.
Yeah. So it's very eclectic. Everything from what you would say traditional, classic art,
and
to the more out there, crazy stuff. They've got everything there. So, and that's what I love about it.
And Mike, if it's okay, I'd like to do a shout out to some of our sponsors.
Absolutely,
that are helping.
Please.
So we have Kremlin Auto, we have Camara, Pioneer Bank, Edward Jones, of course, our own Kiwanians, our representative Greg Nybert. And have I hit everyone?
I think so. Yeah.
I'm trying to do it without my glasses on, so. Of course, and then we do have individual tickets that are sold that are coming. And if you are interested in heavy hors d'oeuvres and champagne, you can, and obviously a seat at the table, literally. You can call 575-513-8119. It is $150 per person to come. But I will tell you there are about 6 tickets maybe left that are show only. That means that you show up at 7:15, and all you're going to do is come in and see the concert. You can go visit the cash bar.
Sure.
But everything else.
No hors d'oeuvres.
Right.
Just the show. And come early and walk the museum and see the museum.
Right.
And those tickets are $45.
Good deal.
And you'll call the same number, 575-513-8119, and I'll get you set up for that.
Good deal. Yeah. But again, we're doing a fundraising event for the all-inclusive park. So we if you have the means and want to donate more, the more the merrier, because we've had lots of events and we're getting close to that goal, but we're getting to that point now.
Final push.
The final push here to get us over the goal line here. So we've been talking and planning and getting everything, and COVID certainly didn't help. That could put a monkey wrench in the plans here. But there's a lot of people, including us, we're ready to get this park ground broke and go into the part where kids are going to be enjoying it soon. Right. So come out and enjoy a beautiful concert and beautiful food and just a fun night. Coming and schmoozing, meeting friends, and walking around, seeing some great art. Get inspired. Who knows? Maybe you're going to go in there and see art and be like, I could do this and start becoming an artist. You know?
Or maybe you want to become a Kiwanian.
Yeah, or a Kiwanian. Yeah. Might be easier, actually. Just saying. Quick knock out this artist thing or be a Kiwanian. I think a Kiwanian might be a little bit easier, you know. Yeah, what are you going to do? I just think I'd go be an artist.
Starving artist at that.
Right. Well, that part's not hard. The starving part, you could do that part. But the rest of it's a little bit tricky. Here,
but she sounds like Carole King. She looks like Carole King. And thank you to the newspaper, to Christina, for the article that she gave us. Awesome. It was wonderful. And we're on Facebook. And more information is on Facebook at our site, Kiwanis of Roswell. Or it should be all over Facebook. So if you can't find it, keep searching. Call a Kiwanian. We'd love to have everyone come out and support the event.
Absolutely. Now, I can't make this statement as certain, but I can ask and see. Is the piano at the Anderson arguably the nicest piano in town?
Yes, because it's not just a grand piano, it's a concert grand.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, I mean, granted, I'm sure maybe some household there might be a really nice one here, but as far as we know, that's probably the best, nicest, most beautiful sounding piano in this community. Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm thinking Artesia's got one in there. They got a pretty nice one in there, so that one will compete. But there's not a lot of those.
But that's not a concert grand. Yeah, it's a grand, but it's not a concert grand.
That one's it's close, but it ain't this one. And so that's probably the closest here. So anytime you get an opportunity to hear a musician play on this instrument that knows what they're doing, that's the other. Right. Any clown can beat
and
these.
Especially in this intimate space, right? Right. You're not competing with 100, 200 people in the audience. Yeah, there's only so many seats in our room.
You're getting a real exclusive kind of inside event here. Mm-hmm. It's really you're getting this music. You're getting the people that lived it, wrote it. You're seeing the history of it right there in front of you, and you're seeing a beautiful facility with this beautiful piano and this beautiful atmosphere. And I think you'll really enjoy it. I think if you're trying to impress a date, this would be a good opportunity to, And by the way, you don't have to dress to the nines here, but just get a little nice. Don't come in. You don't have to go put a tux on or a ball dress or a ball gown or nothing. But wash your face, comb your hair, put something kind of,
And if, let's say, Carole King is
church
not
clothes, but I don't know if that's a rule anymore.
It is not your thing, or this isn't something you're interested in coming to, but you're interested in donating to the park, you can also do that at our P.O. Box, which is 1801 Roswell, New Mexico, 88202. And you can just drop it in the mail to us, and we would gladly take that donation and work.
Is there any way online to do, like through Facebook?
Yes,
or
on Facebook and on our
page,
and on our Kiwanis page, we have a donate button.
Okay.
And I'm not sure that you can specifically say what you want to donate it towards.
But I imagine if you leave a message and say, "Hey, I just donated a check," and you're like, "Which one?" There's usually not seven sitting there, and it's like, "Hey, I want to make sure that goes towards the all-inclusive park," and they'll be. No problem. That's exactly what we'll make sure it happens.
And if you drop a check in the mail, just write it in the memo section.
Yeah, and that'll
inclusive part.
That'll earmark it exactly.
So there's a lot of different ways that you can give to the project. We're just trying to bring us something a little different to the area, and for us to do something different. Right. I don't think Kiwanis has done anything quite. I don't want to say high toned, but this high tone before.
It's a little fancier than pancakes. That's for sure.
Yeah. I'll leave that to Mr. Nybert.
Not as tasty. Don't get me wrong. The pancakes are pretty good, but it's not classy per se. Although Nybert makes some Mickey Mouse ones. We're starting to get into classy area when he goes with the Mickey Mouse.
Takes
We're pretty good at that.
Yeah.
Kids enjoyed that.
Although they're up in their game now. I've watched. I think it's like A&E or AMC or one of those channels, and they had a commercial where a guy's making pancakes, those gourmet, and he's doing it, and he's making the different characters of the shows that are on AMC. Oh. So, like Breaking Bad was one of them. So they're making like Breaking Bad pancakes, and they got like designs. Of course, they're using like those things you fill ketchup with, but put in pancake batter and squeeze it and do it. So, but I don't know. It's like an art form now, making celebrity pancakes or something. I don't know.
And who would have thunk?
So we'll need to get Greg to get the next level for next time.
Kick it up.
Work
And all
on
the
his
spare
pancakes.
time.
All right, one more time. Want to remind folks, this Saturday night, December 3rd, concert starts at 7 p.m. The event really starts at 6.
Yes.
With hors d'oeuvres and everything else. It's at the Anderson Museum. Come meet Deb DeLuca performing her tribute to Carole King. It is proceeds from this event all go to the all-inclusive park, the Kiwanis Club. This is their passion project. They've been working with the city and a few other entities for the last 3 years now.
And the
something
governor.
Like that. And the governor, yeah, some higher ups too,
Mm-hmm.
and so we'd love for you to come out and enjoy a beautiful evening of the music of Carole King, some delicious heavy hors d'oeuvres, and come and impress your dates and smooze, and if you're trying to impress I'd say a man to impress a lady, I feel like it kind of leans heavier in that relationship. I mean, I might be the other way,
politically correct, Mike. Now
it might be the other way, but I'm just saying, statistically speaking, there's going to be more of that way going on to do that. And so, fellas, this would be a great, just make sure you
or bring your office.
Bring your office,
you're a boss,
or maybe your civic
Christmas.
organization. Maybe you got a bunch of volunteers been doing great work and say, hey, I'd like to treat you to a night of beautiful music and hors d'oeuvres, and
Wonderful
as a thank you,
entertainment.
for serving and being a part of it. Any of these things apply, but if you're trying to impress a spouse, a date, a lady, this would be a good event to do that too. So
It's great kickoff.
And then, of course, if you'd like to become and learn more about becoming a Kiwanian, of course, you can come Saturday night. But you guys meet at Cerritos the third Tuesday. I can't forget.
First and third Tuesday.
First and third Tuesday
So
of the
December
month.
6th will be the next time we meet.
Okay.
And we have Dr. M.J. Lewis, who's going to come and speak to
He's
us.
your guest speaker.
Mm-hmm.
Good deal.
And then we're having reindeer games on December 20th.
Okay.
And don't ask me what that means because I haven't decided yet.
Well, there's that movie, which I don't think that's the direction you're going to go with. And there's the song, which, is Rudolph and all that. So I'm thinking it's leaning that way a little bit. But yeah, they come. And matter of fact, if you come and be a member, they'll buy you lunch the first time and all that too.
Yep.
And,
Us.
and I don't know. I'm sure if you've spent any time in town, you've eaten at Cerritos and know that whatever it is.
And we're in the larger big room.
I'm thinking,
There, too.
I think of just 1 month, y'all should move your meeting to breakfast hours. That way you can get breakfast burritos and stuff and get some of their breakfast fare instead of just lunch. Because that's one of my favorites is my wife and I, we go and get the breakfast burrito. We each order our own, and then we split hash browns. And we don't finish it all. We usually take half the burrito home because they're like this big.
Yeah, their portions are large.
So, but come out and meet the other Kiwanians. Come learn about. Now, obviously, the Kiwanians kind of focus on children, helping children. That's kind of their main. Obviously, with the all-inclusive park, that's the big thing. But they're into schools with helping out in literature, reading, all the kind of stuff that's kind of when they're not doing big projects like this. That's the stuff they're doing in between. Kind of.
Yeah, one of our other functions is we take dictionaries to all the third grade
dictionaries.
classes.
Yeah, that's the one. I was like the Thrower's dictionary. I couldn't remember off the top of my head.
It's a hard copy of a dictionary, and of course you can look up words online. But this gets them used to
having a book
and searching out words in a dictionary and then learning what they mean. So
absolutely,
it's a nice project for us, and I know some other groups do different grade levels with dictionaries, and so it gets them started in third grade. So
well, for some kids, that's maybe the first book they ever gotten.
Yeah, for a lot of them, it may be.
And it's sad but true. But
and what I think is different about Kiwanians is International says it's about changing the world one child, one community at a time. So we also add community. So we do things like when Main Street has with a garden club, and I'm not sure who else is involved with the flowers downtown. We come out and volunteer the time to get those down to make that look, our community look great for our guests and our tourism. Come fill the planters
downtown.
Right?
And they even go to other places like Historical Society and work on the gardens and stuff there. There's a few places
and
around
there's
town they go
that
to.
take what you need, leave what you can places in town that our Circle K kids out at the college have been very involved in making packets and take it out there. And we did that a few times as well and worked with them together. So I would say that's kind of the difference between there's a lot of civic groups, but this was the one that actually mentioned community as well as you start with the kids.
It's
and
part of the mission statement from day one.
Right.
So, that reminds me, the Circle K kids. Obviously, that's another side. That's for the youth that are part of Kiwanis.
College.
and go to, is that high school or college?
That's college, and then the Key Club is for the high school.
High school kid. Yeah. So let me ask, does parents have to be associated Kiwanians to be part of Key Club or the Circle K?
No.
They can do that through their own. So if you have a high school kid, reach out to your school, whichever school you attend, and say, hey, I'd like to learn more about the Key Club, and maybe that's your foot in the door and getting involved in some of the great work that Kiwanians do. And as a kid, you're thinking this might, hopefully you graduate onto the Circle K and then a full-on Kiwanian member and hopefully here, but wherever you end up. And what I like about it is you're getting that. So if you wanted to, and I would imagine because of high school and college and your service requirements, community service, those kind of, being a member of Key Club or Circle K probably hits all those notes right there. Key Club,
right, for your college,
but
high school,
it's all the right notes for that kind of thing. So if you have a child that's interested in getting involved in doing stuff, or maybe you're a parent. Of course, if you're a parent that's a Kiwanian, you probably have already reached out to your kids and said, "Hey,
along your kid to
how's
some
your
events,
Key Club
right?
going?" and get in that and all that. But if you have a child and you yourself are not a Kiwanian and thinking that might be a good avenue, have them talk to their guidance counselors at their high school. And ask about getting in touch with the Key Club at the school there.
Key Club or the Circle K out at the
if you're at the college there. Yep. If you're a little older there too. So and you can pick it up either time. And like if you didn't do Key Club in high school, you can still join the Circle K and vice versa if you do high school. But I'm going to be a doctor. I don't have time to do 27 things right now.
Right.
And maybe I can be a Key Club or be a Circle K kid later when I have less work or something. But either way, it's there for you.
Yep.
Good deal. Is there anything else we want to mention? I know we kind of covered a lot of ground there, but
we're going to do a golf ball drop in the spring.
Yeah, we'll be doing
the next one. So we'll be back on talking about that
for April. And I think last year we sold each one of those chances at $10 a pop, and so that'll be another fundraiser. That'll probably go to fund some different activities in the club that we're involved
hopefully
in.
By that time,
and hopefully
we got the money for this park already, and we're working on to the next thing.
Right. And it's either open or getting prepared to be open at that point in time.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
We get the point where we're cutting ribbons and actually have kids
groundbreaking would be good.
Playing in the park. So, doing all the things we envisioned here several years ago. But yeah, that's the goal. So please, and if you're not familiar with the golf ball drops, those are really cool. They usually you purchase a golf ball for like $10 here. And they put some difference. Some have a little bit different rules, but the general gist is they have like a target on the ground with a spot, like an X marks the spot kind of thing, and they'll get something like a hook and ladder truck or something like that, and drop the balls, all the golf balls that were bought from a finite distance, whatever it is, 200 yards or feet or whatever it is, and then the ball that lands closest to the X wins the pot. In essence. And that's how it works.
And then there's prizes going out.
Sure, yeah.
4 or 5 other
you can win some other cool prizes and things, but that's the gist of it. You pay $10 and maybe you got a chance of winning some cash or some cool prizes, and all that money raised goes to hopefully a new project here in the spring.
Yep, for sure.
Good deal. That's the concept of it. We'll talk more about it as we get closer.
We'll be back.
So good deal. Well, thank you guys. And of course, don't forget this Saturday, come out, get your tickets today. I would hate for you to wait till that night and then get there and there's no tickets available. So go ahead and pre-order them. Best way to do that is call Lori Direct. I don't think I've said that yet. Maybe I should do that a couple times. Call Lori Direct to get tickets. 575-513-8119. 575-513-8119. If you don't remember that, call me and I will get that to you. 575-513-8119. And I think the number's on all the Kiwanian pages and stuff too. So you can look it on Facebook there and find it. That's where I got it. But, and that way, but call her, get your tickets. Do it today rather than wait until Friday or Saturday here, especially. But if you space out and show up Saturday, is there a way to get you a ticket, depending if there's availability left? If there's availability, if we're not sold out, we can get you a ticket.
And you're there, we will somehow get you in.
But there's no guarantee.
We got some empty seats at some tables.
I'm hoping we have to turn you away because the idea is for it to sell out. That's what we want.
Would be nice.
But so that way, just do everybody a favor. Call Lori here in a little bit. Not right now; she's on the air. But give her a few minutes to get settled, and
then give me a little while to give you a call back. I've had to explain to some people that have called. Well, I called you a day ago, And I understand that, but I also have a full-time job, so I'm trying to do my job.
You got to pay your bills.
And sell tickets and kind of help coordinate. So I will get to you. I will not forget you.
Yeah.
I will call and let you know if there's tickets available and what you want and in whatever category you'd like to come.
I know it's a weird concept, but bosses expect their employees to do work.
I know.
Go figure.
So disappointing sometimes.
And they get mad when you not do other people's work on their time sometimes, you know. Yeah.
They're getting so picky these days.
Yeah. Jeez. Classless. I'm kidding, of course. But excellent. Well, thank you guys. We'll let you get back to work here. And of course, get your tickets. Come on out. Enjoy a beautiful night here of music. And even if it's not your thing, know that you're helping get us closer to get this park happening and do all. If you're like, I don't know Carole King songs, come out anyway. And
or Google her. You probably do.
You probably realize you
it.
expose yourself to something new. And who knows? You may turn out you like it. You might like this stuff. Get a little, it's not all has to be pizza and wings and hanging out. You can have fun and kind of upscale a little bit too. It's nice to get dressed up and a little fancy and do things that feels a little sophisticated from time to time.
Time to time.
Reminds us we aren't complete savages. Well, thank you guys. We'll see you again next time. Okay.
Thanks, Mike.
Appreciate it.
All right, it is 9.
A 35-year-old Roswell woman has died after the car she was driving rolled over in South Roswell late Tuesday night. Desiree McMath was reportedly ejected from her Buick Lucerne during the accident that happened about 11 p.m. on South Main Street near Burkett Road. McMath, according to police, was taken to a hospital where she was soon after pronounced deceased. 2 men in the car, aged 19 and 15, were transported to a hospital with just minor injuries. They were later released. The Eddy County Sheriff is warning of a telephone scam making the rounds. Someone calling people demanding they pay warrants or fees over the phone with prepaid gift cards. This type of thing is always a scam, always. Law enforcement agencies do not operate in this manner and will never demand money over the phone, especially with prepaid gift cards. Also, never share personal information like credit card numbers or bank account or social security numbers over the phone unless you originated the call. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Should be nice today, upper 50s to low 60s, and a mix of sunshine and clouds. Overnight, a few more clouds rolling in, our low in the mid-upper 30s, and then Friday should be nice, but the wind will be picking up a little bit. Mid-70s and mostly sunny. We have our next cold front arriving on Saturday, showers and our high only around 50, clouds and low 60s on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Wall Street ended sharply higher on Wednesday after Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said the central bank might scale back the pace of its interest rate hikes as soon as December. Powell says there's still a long way to go. Noting that the Fed has not seen clear progress, the U.S. House of Representatives on Wednesday voted to approve a bill to block a potentially crippling railroad strike and to mandate paid sick time for rail workers. Lawmakers voted 290 to 137 to impose a tentative contract deal reached in September on a dozen unions representing 115,000 workers after President Biden warned of the catastrophic impact of a rail stoppage. Inflation in Europe has eased for the first time in more than a year as energy prices drifted down from painful highs, but the double-digit rate still hovers near a record that has robbed consumers of their spending power and led economists to predict a recession. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing here, and I can tell you it's not always easy being a female in a male-dominated business like roofing. I remember one time I was at a meeting to bid on the roof for a local college, and it was me and 13 men. Well, I won that bid, and I'd like to win your business too. My dad was a contractor, and I've been around building and roofing my whole life. I'm licensed and bonded, and I've forgotten more about roofing than most roofers ever knew in the first place. But what really sets Trustmark apart is an obsessive attention to detail that ensures that everything goes smoothly the first time. I promise we will treat you right with respect, and we will make you happy. So yeah, it might be a bit odd for a woman to own a roofing company, but give us a try. Let us give you an estimate for your roof. I think you'll be glad you called. For all your roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
God is with us. It is what the season represents. God entering the world in the form of Jesus, God's Son, Emmanuel, which means God with us. But that is only a small part of Christ's story. It's good and right to celebrate the birth of Jesus, but we can't stop with that. We can't just leave him in the manger. We should learn from the boy who amazed the teachers in the temple. We should learn from the man who lived a life of service, who loved the unlovable and even the outcast, who was outraged by men who made a mockery of God's temple, who forgave the man that denied him 3 times. We should learn from the end of the story too, from the Christ who willingly died on the cross to be the sacrifice for our sins. But we can't stop there. We should celebrate the Messiah who was raised from the dead to show that not even death had power over God. We must answer his call to continue his story by honoring that birth, that life, that death, and that resurrection. In this season and in all seasons, God is still with us. We should believe it, proclaim it, and live it.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
The average American takes 8,000 to 10,000 steps each day, and for those suffering from foot problems, each one can be agonizing. The podiatry team at Artesia General Hospital can help diagnose and treat foot and ankle conditions, including diabetic foot issues, arthritis, bunions, or other problems. Doctors Joseph Marino and Joseph Krupa are podiatrists specializing in wound care, fracture care, foot and ankle surgery, and more. Put your feet in good hands. Request an appointment at artesiageneral.com/podiatry APPT.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Men are 6 times more likely to be struck by lightning than women. That's because men are 6 times more likely to wear a tinfoil hat in a thunderstorm. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:57. Stay tuned next hour. We're going to have the students from Brendo Elementary School join us, some of the student council, talking about their canned food drive they've got coming up here. So we'll give you all the skinny on that next hour.
Should be fun.
Yeah, should be fun. We always have fun when all the kids are coming in.
Make sure to leave all the toys out.
That's right.
Yep.
Well, I almost had to give away your crab claw pen last time. Well, that was Big Brothers Big Sisters. The little girl was so enamored with that toy.
Well, this actually jacked from my nephew.
That's a fidget spinner with
and poppets.
Yeah.
It's like an ultimate toy for somebody with a fidget problem, such as myself.
Right.
But it happened to find its way into my bag because I was like, yeah, the kids will want this. Kids.
Well, I'm the same. I have the same problem.
You
I
know,
mean,
the
I'm a
man
fidgeter,
child.
and
Yeah.
I'm sitting here with a pen and a toothpick. I just twirl around right at the moment, but it's whatever's handy here.
Yeah.
I take things and
it's sort of the key of the focus in radio. It's just a bunch of just handheld toys.
Yeah, and so I kind of like how they have worry beads that people rub while they're kind of. I think things like this are my version of that. So
Sure,
that'd be my guess. I don't know, but yes. So they'll join us next hour. The kids will play with all of our little knickknacks and what have you here. So don't forget Woe Bowl 6 p.m. kickoff right here on the radio tomorrow night. And then invite you to listen to our sister station, 990 AM KSVP Saturday for the Red Green game. It'll be, actually, it's not on the radio. It's just KSVPTV.com.
Right.
You can go and check that
I was a little
one out.
upset that it didn't involve the actual Red Green himself. That would have been much better. Dude shows up in plaid, overalls.
Is he still with us?
I think so.
Is Red Green still with us?
Let's play the Is-Was
game. I only got like 20
we'll
seconds.
We'll let you know at the top of the next hour.
Yeah, I only got like 20 seconds. I don't know if we're going to make it to the Is-Was game. I was digging up. I couldn't remember the name of the show Lorenzo Lamas was a big fan of, so I had to look up Renegade a few minutes ago. So, all right. Is-Was yet?
I'm working on it.
All right. We got to go.
Yep.
You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back on the other side with the Is or Was and the Brendo kids.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. President Biden has welcomed French President Macron to the White House for a state visit.
With a 21-gun salute and a review of the troops on the South Lawn, the President and First Lady received the President of France and his wife during a pomp-filled arrival ceremony at the White House.
France is our oldest ally, our unwavering partner in freedom's cause.
Macron also celebrated the long-standing ties and shared values between the U.S. and France. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Mr. Biden's $400 billion student loan debt giveaway scheme remains on hold. The Federal Appeals Court for the Fifth Circuit has rejected an administration request to reinstate the program. Mourning the 4 young people who died in a brutal attack at a house in Moscow, Idaho. Thousands turning out last night for a candlelight vigil for the University of Idaho students who were fatally stabbed several weeks ago near campus. There have been no arrests. No suspects have been named yet. Multiple law enforcement agencies named in a $27 billion class action lawsuit brought by survivors of the Uvalde, Texas elementary school massacre.
The suit filed Tuesday in federal court names the city, the Uvalde Consolidated Independent School District, the district's police department, the Uvalde Police Department, the Texas Department of Public Safety, and members and former members of those groups. Plaintiffs include parents and the teachers and school staff who were at the school on the day of the shooting. A teenager killed 19 children and 2 teachers. Tasha Stevens reporting.
Stocks are mixed on Wall Street. The Dow is down 327 points, while the Nasdaq trading 3 points higher, and the S&P 6 points in the red. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Charlie Dombeck here from Key City Capital. As a practicing CPA for nearly 30 years, I have found that 80% of your ability to grow your wealth is dependent upon 2 factors: taxes and investment performance. At Key City Capital, we improve investment performance by diversifying capital into off-market investment opportunities in passive rental real estate and alternatives like asset-backed lending. We recover dollars that clients unnecessarily pay in the form of income taxes, creating a lifetime annuity of savings. We are a sponsor of passive, affordable single and multifamily residential rental investments, which are located in Sunbelt landlord-friendly states. These investments are the top choices in a rising interest rate and inflationary environment. They represent a store of value, protecting your capital from market volatility. Learn how we at Key City Capital can help you ultimately grow your wealth rapidly. Connect with me at keycitycapital.com or give me a call at 817-912-1569.
The UN wants a raise, asking for a record $51.3 billion to fund its work next year.
A war in Ukraine, looming famine in the Horn of Africa, flooding in Pakistan. These are the new crises of 2022. Their effects will continue into 2023, and they come on top of existing enormous needs in Afghanistan, Yemen, or Syria. At the same time, rising food and fuel prices have shrunk aid agencies' purchasing power. The UN says that with 45 million people at risk of starvation, its budget of $51 billion will be a lifeline.
The BBC's Imogene Folks. Israeli forces have killed 2 Palestinian terrorists during an arrest raid in the West Bank. Islamic Jihad says both of the men were members of the group. News and analysis, townhall.com. Belt tightening at DoorDash. The online food delivery platform is cutting more than 1,200 corporate jobs.
That's about 6% of its total workforce, saying it hired too many people when demand for its services increased during the COVID pandemic. CEO Tony Zhu says DoorDash was undersized before the pandemic and sped up hiring to catch up with its growth. Impacted employees will receive 17 weeks of compensation and their February 23 stock vest. All health benefits will continue through March 31st of 2023. Jason Walker reporting.
Fed Chair Jerome Powell says the Federal Reserve will push rates higher than previously expected and keep them there longer to fight inflation. But Powell also signals that the Fed may increase its key interest rate by a somewhat smaller amount at its meeting later this month. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Trace Inviernos
of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Indeed.
By the way, Red Green is. He's with us still.
Yes, he's still
we
with
confirmed
us.
that.
76 years old.
76. Good, good. I wonder if he still performs or does
The
things.
last show was in 2006.
So it's been
now they're just showing, the plethora of reruns that
So
they have.
he's probably retired.
I'm sure he's retired. He probably every now and again rolls out and does like a stage show or something.
Yeah, maybe show up in town.
It's like one of the mindset of once an entertainer, always an entertainer.
Hit his fix. Probably lives in some town somewhere and just, hits the local pub and
It's like, it's
bust
kind
out
of like
some jokes or whatever.
I'd like to think it's like what Yakov Smirnoff does. He, moved to Branson, Missouri, and
Built a
opened
theater.
up a theater. Which, by the way, have you ever heard how that whole thing works? Like it's
a little bit. I know a little bit about it.
It's basically people are ushered into this theater and they're served dinner trough style.
Nice.
Like all in one long line, just a bunch of plates, just all next to each other.
Right.
Literally, the definition of buffet is big, ugly, fat folks eating together.
Yeah, I love it.
So, yeah.
What a country.
I mean, yeah. And then while all that's happening, in Soviet Russia, spaghetti eats you.
I remember this was years ago. Like 60 Minutes or Dateline or one of these news shows did a story on Yakov Smirnoff talking about his theater there in Branson. But the main focus of the story was some artwork that was on display there that was made from the World Trade Center or something to that effect.
Okay.
And it was a pretty prominent piece and very, and it's something that, I can't remember if he just bought it or made it. I don't remember. But it was part of the Branson, his theater there and all that.
He's 71.
Well, he's been around a long time.
He really has. The dude has been.
He was a hit. Early 80s is when he
took that one joke and ran with it, man.
And then, let's face it, at that time there wasn't a lot of real Russians on TV.
That's true.
They were all still behind the Iron Curtain,
right?
And so, we had our Yakov with Drago and
Ivan Drago.
Yeah.
I would say,
I
would say Perfect Strangers, even though that was fake. But I'd call
they're all fake. Nikolai, the wrestlers, Volkov, and the other one, the one from AEW.
Yeah,
Nikita
Koloff.
Which, by the way, did you know that he tried for the Rocky IV boxer? He had auditioned for it. They said he nailed it, but the problem was he was just too big. He was towering over.
He made everyone else look.
Yeah, he was towering over Rocky, and it was like, this is not believable. We need someone else. But he because he's been kayfabing that character since the 70s,
right?
And so people actually thought he was Russian.
The Iron Sheik is very, very much like that.
Yeah,
like he lives that character. Even on like his Twitter page and all that, he calls people jabronis, and that's he lives that character.
Yeah.
That's one thing I respect from the 80s wrestlers is that commitment to kayfabe.
Yeah. But so it was just an interesting fact. I just picked up the other day, so I thought I'd share it.
That's neat.
Just happened to work in this conversation we were talking about.
Into the head. But Yakov's 71 years old and still rocking it out in Branson.
Yeah. I remember he got very, I think I want to say he was on like the Tonight Show or something. And that kind of blew him up.
He was really big on like network TV in the early 90s.
But I want to say his stand-up comedy, and he got on like Johnny and got invited to the chair, and that's kind of what set him up. I think.
You're not wrong. I mean, he had like it was a Saturday. I know he had a thing with Saturday morning cartoons. Like he would they would air interstitials between the cartoons, and it would be like Yakov's tips, and it always ended with that laugh he did.
And what a country, and that was the whole. That was his shtick, and it was kind of
kids. This is what we had before you had choice.
Well, it was you might be a redneck before.
Yep.
Catchphrase
comedy.
Yeah, exactly. It was one of the early versions of that.
But that's basically his entire career.
Or the 80s version.
Life in Russia be hard.
Yeah. I mean, it's no different than Dangerfield's I Get No Respect,
right?
Or it was just his thing, But anyway, if you're like, go look him up when you get a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Go listen to his comedy and say, I have no idea what he's done in the last 20 years other than do his gig out in Branson. So.
Pretty sure that's been making him his money,
and I'm sure he's doing very well for that.
He's fine
because we love our troughs of food. He knew what we like.
Trough style. That's the most abhorrent way to describe a style of eating. Trough style.
But I still be like, I'm in. I don't care.
You're not wrong.
I'm in.
Now, how is your sketty? How little do I have to chew this?
Oh my goodness! I saw another meme real quick, and it said your Tupperware after cooking spaghetti in a microwave in it the first time. And they showed, what was that wrestler's name with the big red face? He looked like he was sunburned all the time.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
I can't remember. I think he was more of the managers than he was
live,
actually.
pal. It's I can't think of his doggone name.
But his face was like red, so red. But it looked like that. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I can relate to that spaghetti and Tupperware thing. I totally relate to that. Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show here. We're going to get you up to date with the weather here in just a few. And then we've got a cornucopia of young students from Brendo Elementary students, some of their student council. They're here. They're going to join us on the radio talking about their canned food drive that's coming up. And we'll chat with these young men and women and get to figure out what they're into and what they're doing in school and have some fun with them.
It's eerily quiet out there for a group of elementary school
kids.
They're
well behaved.
They're very well behaved. But see, I'm a father of two, and when I hear silence in another room, chaos is ensuing, usually. By the way, Bruce Pritchard.
There we go. Thank you. All right, it is 13 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Should be nice today, upper 50s to low 60s, and a mix of sunshine and clouds. Overnight, a few more clouds rolling in, our low in the mid-upper 30s, and then Friday should be nice, but the wind will be picking up a little bit. Mid-70s and mostly sunny. We have our next cold front arriving on Saturday, showers and our high only around 50, clouds and low 60s on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 36 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 73%. Winds currently out of the south at 5 miles per hour. Today, expecting sunny skies. Upper 50s for a high today, 58 officially with winds out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy. Expect an overnight low of 33 degrees. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. For you Friday, warm but windy. We're going to be in the 70s tomorrow. Beautiful. Mostly sunny, 73 for a high. But winds will be out of the southwest, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Later increasing and shifting to the west, 15 to 20 miles per hour. So, I mean, that's windy, but, we've dealt with way more. We would just call that a breezy day for us. Just, other parts might be a little more dead to us. That's not too bad. Friday night, we're looking at partly cloudy skies. Overnight low of 39, so bring maybe a nice light coat for the Wool Bowl game beginning at 6 p.m. Get there early, 4 o'clock for all the festivities and all that. But when for kickoff there, you might want a light jacket or something. West winds at around 5 miles per hour. For Saturday, it's kind of all different. We go from 70s on Friday to 50s and like a 40% chance of rain. Yeah, we're looking at a 40% chance of showers after 11, otherwise mostly cloudy. 52 for a high on Saturday. Northeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. That 40% chance of rain continues into Saturday evening, mainly before 11, mostly cloudy. Otherwise, overnight low of 42. Sunny and 63, mostly cloudy and 63 on Sunday. And there is a slight chance, 20% chance at some rain showers Sunday night, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 50. And then we're back up to partly cloudy skies with highs near 70 on Monday. So little roller coastery, but not too bad there. All right, it is 15 minutes after 9 o'clock. We're going to take about a 2.5-minute commercial break, and then we'll bring in our students from Berendo Elementary on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Time to get lit. The City of Roswell presents the Light Up the Night 5K, December 9th, beginning at 6 p.m. at the Cielo Grande Recreation Area. The course, along with the runners and walkers, will be decked out with holiday lights. Don't forget your flashlight and to wear lots of light-up gear. Everyone gets a light-up necklace and event medal, and first through third place receive awards. Stick around for the post-event hot chocolate and award ceremony. Entry fee is $29 per person. Sign up at roswellconnect.com. The Light Up the Night 5K, December 9th, 6 p.m. at the Cielo Grande Recreation Area.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday, to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
Big O Tires Black Friday sale is here. 3 Fridays, 3 weeks, 21 days to buy 3, get 1 free on select in-stock Mesa tires with installation purchase. That's right, buy 3, get 1 free on select in-stock Mesa tires with installation purchase. Hurry in now through December 4th. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation charges extra. Required on all 4 tires. Not valid with other offers. Eligibility may vary. Disposal fees and shop fees extra where permitted. See store for details.
It's the Cumbia Tacos and Tequila Festival, Saturday, December 3rd, Roswell Convention Center. Dance and enjoy tacos, tequila, margaritas, and beer, along with the Salsa and Queso competition and Chihuahua Beauty Pageant. The music starts at 6 p.m. featuring Marquitanga, Giselle Cruz, Antonio Luis, and Proyecto Cumbion, plus Mickey Cruz at 7:30 p.m. Tickets start at $20 with VIP table for ages $280, including a VIP meet and greet with Mickey Cruz at 7 p.m. Get your tickets now at holdmyticket.com. Cumbia Tacos and Tequila Festival, Saturday, December 3rd at the Roswell Convention Center. Sponsored by Dean Baldwin.
The 2022 basketball season is underway for your Roswell Coyotes and Goddard Rockets, and the place to go to catch all of it is ksvptv.com.
Goddard, a little pressure here in the half court, and they force the turnover. Great job.
Head for ksvptv.com and click on the Roswell Coyotes or Goddard Rockets tab to see it all. ksvptv.com, Southeastern New Mexico's sports authority, then, now, and always.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. A group of 12 or more cows is called a flink. If you have only 11 cows, that's called a lot of cow pies. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 18 minutes after 9 o'clock, and we have a full studio here this morning as we have, is it all the student council or just a portion of the student?
This is just a portion.
This is, we have a portion, a large portion, I think, but a portion of Berendo Elementary's student council students here with us. Good morning, boys and girls. How's everybody doing? Good. We'll give you a chance here. Everyone want to say their name real quick in the radio?
Okay, yeah, sure.
All right, we'll start this end, and then we'll kind of work this way.
Olivia.
Victoria.
It's my name.
Go ahead.
Aubrey.
Go ahead.
Victoria.
All right. Get up there, young man, right to the mic.
Alex.
All right. And your name?
Hannah.
Okay. Young man in the back.
Caleb.
Okay.
Lily. Riley. Jesse. Jane.
Okay, right behind you. Madison.
Sophia. Willow.
And your turn again.
Jesse. Jane.
And you're the president.
Yes.
You're the head person in charge here. So tell me a little bit about your student council, President. Come on, get a little close. Talk a little bit about what you guys do and what your responsibility as student council is.
We have lots of fundraisers.
Okay.
And we take care of the fundraisers, I guess, to start them. And we try to prevent bullying and any issues we have in the school.
Sure. Try to see what students' needs are and try to see if you can help. Now, what grader is everybody and what grade can you start in student council?
Kindergarten.
Kindergarten. So there's representatives in each grade.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's our youngest here? Let's see what classes are represented.
Third grade is right now.
These are all of you are third graders.
No,
I'm fourth.
Third through fifth. So some of you in fourth and some of you are fifth grade. Okay.
And then only fourth and fifth graders can it's all
be like
be an
officers, be in charge, like
Yes.
president, and you have probably a vice president.
Yes,
And
those are important.
do you have a secretary?
Yes,
And a
he's
treasurer?
not. He didn't want to come. He didn't want to come. He's in my class.
I don't
He's
blame
really
him.
shy.
He's probably got schoolwork too.
And he's shy.
Because
We're in math class right now.
secretaries have to take all the notes and they kind of have to be organized. So,
He's
so
very
kinda, yeah. Okay. So how long have you guys been in students? Have any of y'all been in student council since like kindergarten?
No, I didn't
No.
know this existed. I didn't know this existed.
Okay. So
I
is this-
just started this year.
So how many of your
started
this is your first year in student council?
Me.
Raise your hand. So almost most of you here.
Yeah.
And your president obviously been doing it. How many of you been doing it 2 years? 2 years? We got 3 years? You're with, two.
We've only had 2 years.
Only two. So
Because of COVID.
So you're our veterans here. Our 4 of you right here. Just because I guess
Our
COVID kind of messed things up.
Yeah, I
So-
like that.
So tell us a little bit about your food drive. What do you guys want to let the public know that you guys are doing right now?
Jesse has most
all the information for the campus
Yeah.
drive.
Who wants to?
Well,
Who wants to? Raise your hand if you want to tell us. Go ahead. You
Okay.
greased first. Go ahead.
Well, it's going to be starting on December 5th,
Okay, which is just a couple days away.
and it's going to be ending on December 15th.
Okay, so about 2 weeks or 10 days actually.
Yeah.
Okay, and what are you guys doing during that 10-day period?
We're going to be. Okay.
You want to tag team and help her out? Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
We collect.
Get right by that mic so they can hear. You're kind of quiet, so we're gonna get you good and loud.
We get a lot of canned food.
Okay, you're collecting canned foods, and you'd like people to come and bring canned foods to Berendo Elementary, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
And let's say if Kinder got the most, then they would get a little party.
So each class is kind of competing to collect the most cans.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
go ahead. You've been raising your hand for a while.
Our goal this year is to raise over 2,000 cans.
Over 2,000 cans. That's a lot, huh? Go ahead, President.
We are going to donate all the food we raised for this fundraiser to Harvest Food Ministries.
Awesome. They're great. And for folks that aren't familiar, Harvest Ministries is a great organization. They're kind of, not kind of, they are. They are the, if you've heard of Roadrunner Food Bank, which is a statewide food distribution service, Roadrunner Food Bank uses Harvest Ministries for this area, for Roswell and our part of the state here. So you're kind of giving back directly to that, which they'll go and make sure that Harvest Ministries not only gives it directly to people, but they help other organizations in town that also help people like homeless or people that just need food or need help, things like that. So good. Well, so how many cans do you hope your class, like each of you, have you brought any cans yet?
I'm going to bring soon.
Okay.
Yeah. On
What's-
December 5th.
December 5th.
December 5th.
That's going to be the day you bring them all in.
Yeah.
So give the public some good suggestions on what kind of canned food items to bring. What would be some good stuff you think to donate? Who went first? Let's go right, young man in the back here. I'll let you get up front here. Go ahead, Alex. Come on up here. What would be some good stuff to donate?
Corn.
Okay.
Tomato soup.
Okay. All right, let's give some other answers here. Go ahead.
You could donate peas and chicken noodle soup.
Chicken noodle soup, peas. Go ahead, young lady.
Green beans.
Green beans, young lady.
Like lots of corn.
Corn. Yeah, don't roll in corn.
You could donate all of the canned vegetables.
Any canned
and
vegetables.
Canned fruit, like pie fillings. And
Sure,
such.
or peaches and pineapple or whatever. Any of those. Soups are good. Let me ask, you know how Kraft makes the microwave mac and cheeses, or Campbell's makes the microwave soups?
Yeah.
Are those okay to donate as well too?
Yeah.
Since
Good
they
deal.
last a while.
Well, why those are sometimes good ideas, because some kids that are maybe a little younger than you guys.
Don't
They get home from school, or they can't really work the stove or oven, but they can kind of take a lid off and put it in the microwave for a couple minutes. You know what I mean? So it gives them kids that have maybe their parents aren't home yet, so they can kind of cook a meal before their parents get home. So those are good things to donate. But things you probably don't want are You don't want someone to bring like a chicken.
No.
No, yeah, we don't want that.
That's not a case.
Yeah.
Nope.
What about like box stuff, like stovetop stuffing or
As long as it's small.
rice or beans or something?
Yeah,
Okay.
Rice would be fine.
Good deal.
travel
So
size.
stuff that isn't perishable, things
Yes.
that don't go bad quickly.
Yeah.
They don't even require refrigeration. Those kinds of things. So good deal. So what's some of your favorite canned goods? I've heard corn a lot, so I know corn's popular. Yes, go ahead. Peaches. Okay.
Oranges.
Oranges.
I like canned pineapples.
Canned pineapple. I haven't seen canned oranges very often. Do you get those in the can?
I like little tangerines.
Really? I've never seen those before. Interesting. Go ahead.
I really like the pineapple and corn.
Okay. What's your favorite?
Corn. So
Nice
much corn.
mangoes.
Mangoes? No, getting fancy.
I do not like
You said corn earlier. Is it still corn?
Corn and then the chicken noodle soup.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, very good. Then you can put them together and make like a corn chowder chicken noodle soup.
That sounds good. That actually sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good. That's pretty good. Go ahead, young lady. Go ahead.
I like
You're next.
diced pineapples and apple slices.
Okay. And for you?
Tomato soup.
Tomato soup. You know what? You know what's the best thing ever to put with tomato soup?
Bread.
Bread. That's part of it. Could be.
Crackers.
Grilled cheese sandwich.
Last night for dinner. Really
Yeah, that's the best.
good.
Because you can dip the sandwich in the soup and eat it, and it makes the sandwich.
drink the soup.
Yeah. Now, do y'all make like the canned soup with the
Yeah,
tomato? Do y'all
sometimes.
does your parents or yourself put milk or water in there?
No.
Milk.
Milk.
Water.
You like water?
Has to be
Someone said they like water?
Sometimes water, sometimes milk. It's kind of different.
I'm a milk person myself, but
Milk makes the most.
in a pinch, the water will work here. So let's remind everybody they can come to Brendo Elementary School, which if you're not familiar, it's right there on Pine Lodge, right kind of catty corner from Walmart there. If you kind of mix it there.
Yeah.
Between December 5th and December 10th. 15th, I'm sorry. 10 days between December... Thank you for correcting me. That's when you say something wrong. Everyone can tell you. Between December 5th and December 15th, you can come by the school, bring some canned goods, and if you want, you can delineate if you have a certain student there and say, hey, I want to go to so-and-so in 5th grade or so-and-so in Mrs. Sisson's class or wherever. They can do that, or just bring it by and say, hey, I'd like to donate it, and y'all will figure out who gets credit for it, I guess, right? Good deal. So what's the winning class get for a prize again?
They get an ice cream party.
Oh, nice. Very good. All right, we're talking ice cream here. Everybody in this room loves ice cream, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Nobody-
I like ice cream sandwiches.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. What's the best flavor?
Ooh,
Just blurt it out.
pistachio.
All right.
Strawberry. Bluebell. All flavors of bluebell.
I heard vanilla was popular, and then all things bluebell. Is that pretty universal?
Cookie dough.
I like And cookie dough.
The bluebell.
I'm the only one that likes strawberry.
Okay.
Bluebell is iconic.
So do y'all think it like ice cream sandwiches or like the little cups for your ice cream party?
I think the cups would be more better because the ice cream sandwiches you can get sometimes the chocolate can get on your
Yeah,
hands.
you get cookie finger.
Yeah.
Is what you call it. It's called cookie finger, and you get that
cookie
chocolate,
finger.
which I kind of like because that's kind of an extra treat at the end. You get to lick that off your finger.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a good thing.
But that's kind of a mess,
some people don't like
especially if the pre-Ks or the kindergartners win. It would kind of be a mess because then they would start touching things.
Yeah, that's why your parents don't let you do that, like in the back of the car or anything like that.
Yeah,
They
because
like
then
you
we'll
doing
start touching the car.
Yeah.
It melts everywhere, especially if it's hot.
Mrs. Sisson doesn't let me eat ice cream in the back either, so it doesn't change when you get older. Don't worry. Very good. So obviously, how do you guys decide to do? Is this something you guys decide as a student council to do? To say we want to do something for the community?
Yeah.
So what made you decide to do this one? What was it was there other options? What was it that as a class that you decided to do this? Go ahead.
Well, it's kind of that we picked this because we almost do a food drive almost every year.
Yeah. And so you wanted to keep that tradition
we wanted to
going.
keep it
Were you
going.
guys able to? I know during like those couple years of COVID, were you able to still do them, or did y'all get?
No.
Yeah. So now it's even more important you do it because it's been that time.
Yeah,
because of COVID, there's been less things going over there.
Yeah.
You want to know how important it is what you guys do? Because I've just heard this from Harvest Ministries. I've talked to the people that run that, And thanks to yourself and all the other schools around town, that's the biggest reason why we have plenty of canned food items for people in need.
Really?
Without you guys in the schools, they would be very much in trouble. Matter of fact, like during the summer, when you guys are off on school breaks, they have harder times getting food because schools aren't in session. So what you guys are doing is really, really good for the community. You're making a lot of people happy this holiday season. So thank you guys for doing this. You guys are doing really good stuff doing this. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. When you guys get older, do you guys want to do like student council when you get to middle school and high school stuff too?
Yeah.
Okay. Most of you guys want to do that?
I still do.
Still do?
Yeah.
What do you guys want to do as we'll go back to raising hands on this one, but what do you guys want to be as adults? What's your dream job? Well, you went first, so you got the fastest hand. I'll let you go first. No, you go first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to be a singer.
Singer? Okay. What's your favorite kind of singing? Like country music, rock music?
Rock and
Okay.
pop.
Pop music. Okay. Go ahead. What's your favorite? Or what do you hope to be when you grow up?
A doctor.
A doctor? What you want to be like a doctor that sees like kids or families, or do you want to work on like a heart or a special part?
I don't remember what it was called.
Just be a doctor.
Yeah, just a doctor. It's
Okay.
somewhere like in the head.
Okay. Yeah, we need a lot of people who could use some help there. So yeah, you get to studying. So yes, young lady. Creative writing. You like to write? You want to write like books and stuff, or do you like stories, or what's like your passion to write?
Mostly anything.
Okay. So you'd like to write now? Do you have like
I'm working on it.
Okay. Do you write like fantasy, or is it more like old times or modern? Like what's your
More of modern times.
Okay.
I don't like doing much research. I just like writing for the fun.
Okay. All right. And go ahead. What for you?
I would like to be an exotic veterinarian, and kind of as a side hobby, I want to be an artist.
Okay. So you want to work like not just on dogs and cats, but like zebras and giraffes and stuff like that, like animals that you don't necessarily you see at a zoo, not
and parrots and stuff. Yes.
You know what you would do good at? You ever watch? There's a show on Animal Planet that's called The Zoo. Have you ever watched that before?
I'm pretty sure.
It's a pretty good show. The whole premise of the show is they follow the zookeepers, and they go around and like if the hippos or they want to try to have the hippos have a baby, they help them do that, or if there's medical needs like taking care of their teeth or whatever.
Yeah.
That would be kind of like something you.
My favorite veterinarian show is Dr. Pole.
Okay.
It's
very much that same.
Dr. Pole is the best.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
cool.
I
like
watch
that
it all
show.
the time.
Yeah. Okay, young lady, what do you want to do when you're an adult? Yeah, get close to the mic here. There you go.
I want to be a comedian.
Oh, you want to do stand-up comedy? Oh, so you can't be nervous about microphones because you got to spend a lot of time in front of one.
Yeah.
Good deal. So do you like to tell jokes in class and stuff?
Yeah.
Do you get in trouble doing it? Sometimes. Yeah, that's the comedians. You got to be careful. We're really funny, but sometimes we cross the line and they get mad at us, so we got to be careful on that. So in the back, young lady with the striped shirt. What,
Riley. I want to be a teacher.
you want to be a teacher? Very good.
And
Do you want to teach like elementary age, like these say, or do you want to teach like high school or older or younger? What? Sorry, say it again.
Elementary.
Okay, so about this. So we got to talk to this lady right here. She might be able to help you out a little bit on that one, I think. So, all right, who else? You had your hand raised. Go ahead.
I want to sing for like a church.
Okay, you want to be a singer? Very good. Do you sing in church now?
I actually just got a solo part in our Christmas thing.
Congratulations. You must be pretty good, huh? All right, I'm not going to put you on the spot and make you sing. I want to do that too. Unless you really want to, then I'll let you. But if you don't want to, yeah. Young man in the back there.
Doctor.
Doctor? Do you have a certain kind of doctor? Or do you want to do surgery? You want to be that guy that just rolls in and it's like, all right, nurse,
Gloves
me up and all that, scalpel and do all that. And then I'm going to the golf course afterwards, right? Oh, okay. Yes, young lady, what do you want to do?
I want to be a doctor.
You want to be a doctor also? You want to be what kind of doctor? Do you know?
Like a kid doctor.
Like working on kids and helping them? Like a pediatric doctor, I think that's what they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pediatric doctor.
Yeah, very cool. Good deal. Who else? Yes, young lady.
I want to be a singer for country.
You want to do country singing? Okay. What's your favorite country singer right now?
It would be Maren Morris.
Okay. Very good. So you ought to meet Sean. He's our country DJ. The guy that we were talking to earlier, he does country music. Yeah, so go say hi to him real quick. He's doing a country show right now over there, doing country music. Yep. It's different than like country music when I was a kid.
What channel is it?
It's 92.9.
Oh, okay. That's close to the one I do.
But don't go there till after this interview. You keep listening to 106.5 until we go to we're done, and then you go over to 92.9 and listen. So,
Yeah.
But wait till
I do
you guys are done
94.9,
first.
so.
Anybody else want to share their careers? Okay.
Alex.
All right. What is it? Like we said, December 15th is the deadline to get.
Yes.
Is it by the time school's over with on December 15th?
Yeah.
So like 2:45.
Well,
Is that when you all get out?
No, we
2:40.
get out 2:30.
2:30.
And
Okay.
usually, every day that they're doing it, they stop it at like 10:30, 11 in the morning.
Okay.
And then you can donate the next day if you forgot to do it at that deadline.
Okay.
Day.
But if people are just coming like and listening and saying, I want to
Yeah.
swing by the school, they can do it
Yeah.
anytime before the end of the school day on the 15th there.
Yeah,
it's,
I think so.
It's deadline the 5th. And
Gotcha.
Well, we usually don't leave until 10. The bell doesn't ring until 10:45. 2:45
Yeah.
to 10. I was like, ah.
I just remember from Mrs. Sisson always telling me. So, yeah. Good deal. So,
And Jesse does have some updates on the turkey trot.
oh, yes. Of course, you guys did the turkey trot during Thanksgiving, and you guys were doing food collecting. And how did you guys do there?
Well, the whole school raised $9,380, which is impressive.
That's great. Almost $10,000.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great.
And our top selling class was Mrs. Calloway's class, and they
Okay.
raised $1,545.
Congratulations to Mrs. Calloway's. Did they get an ice cream party?
No, they got a glow stick party.
Oh, a glow stick party. What's a glow stick party?
and pajama.
I mean, they got. Is it like the little the ones you
Yes,
crack
I'm
and they
pretty
get
sure.
to run around and have fun with those?
Yeah, and
Cool.
my littler brother is actually in that class.
Oh, so he got to
What?
play with the glow sticks?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
well,
don't think it's happened yet, though.
oh, they haven't done it yet. Maybe.
I don't
Maybe.
think so. 'cause
Yeah, they
it's
have.
also a pajama thing.
I don't know.
But so congratulations, Mrs. Calloway's class. They're either going to get or they've had a glow stick party, and they raised almost 1/10 of all the money raised there for this whole school there. So congratulations to them.
Top seller, which I don't know if they might have gotten a prize, raised. She was Abby in kindergarten. She raised $435, and our second top seller is Brentley
Okay.
in second grade, and she raised $395.
Brantley,
I think it's Bentley.
That's great.
Oh, oops, I'm sorry. It says Brantley.
Well, they're
Because there's a kid named Bentley in Mississippi.
so are any of those students on student council?
No.
I imagine you might want to recruit them. They might be able to help.
Yeah.
You know, here to. Apparently, they're pretty good at this stuff. Might want to put them on your team to see if they can help you out here. So, future student council, like, because are you in 5th grade?
Yes, sir.
So this is your last year, obviously.
Yes.
Are you excited for middle school? I know you got a little bit of time.
Kinda.
Yeah, I forgot you only had half a year left, but.
My mom's a teacher there, so I'm really excited.
Okay, so you'll be going to her school, I think. So.
it's
And Moppin and Brown Dentistry was our top promoter.
Donator and things. So thank you to Moppin and Brown Dentistry. They're always involved in lots of things in our community too. So, and when your sweet tooth gets broken, they can fix it for you. So. Yeah, absolutely. So what do you guys like to do when you're not in school? What's your hobbies and things and stuff like that? We'll let you go first this
I
time.
like to play outside and talk to my friends.
Okay, hang out with friends, play outside, things like that. Go ahead.
But I write some songs.
You like to write your songs? Okay. What kind, are they songs about what, like your life or your friends or what's going on in school? What do you write about?
It's sort of just random stuff.
Just things that what happens? Okay. All right. Yes, young lady.
What's
I usually make I learned how to knit, so I like
Oh, cool.
knitting stuff for my grandma.
Oh, you know how many? You can make a lot of Christmas gifts with things like that.
Yeah,
You
I really can now.
Stick with that if you can, because
I'm still trying to make a sock.
that'll be something you can do your whole
You're trying to
life
make
into. You'll be making lots of socks.
Yeah.
Trust me. So.
You're gonna make a lot of songs.
Yes, go ahead. You want to do reading? Well, you want to, you know, that kind of fits in the wheelhouse there a little bit. Too.
Yeah.
So if you're going to write, you got to be able to read, right?
Yeah.
And some of the best, you know, because you got to get inspired, and reading gets you inspired. So go ahead. Mm-hmm.
So, I like to record videos.
Okay. Are you doing comedy? So I know you wanted to be a stand-up comic, so you kind of record and get to. I know, like, I wanted to be in radio when I was a little kid. I worked out, but I remember sitting at home we had cassette tapes. I don't know. That's way before you guys' time, but
Yeah, I don't even know what those are.
yeah, we had little stereos and we had a little microphone, and you could record yourself. And I used to record my little shows and everything and stuff. They weren't good, but they got better later. Yeah, they weren't really bad. You don't want to listen to them now. So yes, what do you?
I like to show chickens.
Okay.
I show.
That explained your belt buckle.
Yes.
I see that you got a big chicken on it. So that I imagine you must be pretty good at showing chickens.
Yes, I really like it.
So is that a best in show buckle?
This was
or
for showmanship in Eastern.
Okay. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
So are you going to show more animals soon, or just you want to do?
I plan to show a steer next county
Okay.
fair, so I'm kind of excited for that.
That's a little bit more work, I'm thinking, than a chicken.
It is a lot more work.
Yeah.
A steer. My mom showed steers.
Well, I know chickens may be more stubborn, but if a steer gets stubborn, it's going to do what it wants, and you can't do a thing about it. But the chicken, you at least can do something about it. So, in the back, young lady in striped shirt.
I like to hang out with my grandma and grandpa's.
Okay. Hang out there with grandma. What do you do there? What do you like to do with grandma and grandpa's?
I like to help my papa do some stuff around the house.
Okay, so you do little projects and things with grandpa. Very fun. Yes, sir.
I like to do math.
You like to do math in your spare time? Well, that works out for you being a doctor. What kind of math do you like to work on? Like right now? Times tables, multiplication, things like that. So you love doing that? Good for you. Not a lot of kids could say that, but I'm glad you do. Awesome. Who else wants to share? Go ahead.
I like to listen to songs, and sometimes I write in my journal.
Okay. What kind of songs do you generally listen to? Pop music?
No, it's a variety.
Do you have a
of
favorite
songs.
artist, like a favorite singer?
No, not right now.
No? What's like your favorite ones? Like if you turn it on, you're like, ooh, this is one I like. What would be one that we could say that is?
Well, it's a lot of them. So.
Like right now, is there like a certain one you got a crush on, or
No.
kind of
No.
thinking really good?
No.
Okay, just checking. Anybody else want to share? Okay, so what's as far as this event, is it just like what you guys do? Is it go in each class and just remind them, hey, don't forget, bring those cans? Because I imagine a lot of your cans are going to come from each class. Each of the students are going to bring in, so you got to remind them. But we want to invite everybody else. Just because you're not a kid at Brendo doesn't mean you can't help us and donate food. So if you'd like, just come. And probably I think the best thing is go to the front. Obviously in the school there, you're going to get to the front desk, and they'll buzz you in, and you just tell them I've got food for the food drive. And then, okay, great, leave with us, and they'll make sure it gets to the proper people. And if you want to earmark it for a certain class, you just tell them that when you drop off your food, and they can do that, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what it's like.
Okay. And then if they don't have a preference, just drop it off, and then you all figure out who gets credit for
Yeah.
that. Maybe your teacher gets credit.
Maybe
and then
like
she'll get the ice cream party.
maybe the
She might
lowest
share
class.
with you, maybe.
Maybe the lowest class will get it or something like that.
There you go. That might be a good one. That's a good idea. Does anybody you guys want to say hi to? Any family or friends or anybody? All right. We'll let you go first. You're back on the draw again.
Sometimes they play this in my dad's office. So, hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad. Oh, good. Then some days I say something like, "Oh, turn that off. This is awful." Go ahead, young man.
Hi, Dad.
Anybody else? Dad? Go ahead.
Hi, Matt. Hope you're listening to this.
Who's Matt?
He's my stepdad. He's the fire chief.
Nice. Very good. Go ahead, young lady.
Hi, Mom. I hope you're listening to this in the car while eating lunch.
There you go. Well, maybe that a little
That's
early
what
for
she
lunch,
does.
but
Yeah.
maybe
Maybe a little late. But Snack.
breakfast too.
Snack.
That's what we'll call
snack.
it.
That's what she's probably doing.
Yeah.
She listens to this. Hi, Mom.
Yeah. Mom?
Hi, parents, and Miss Powers. You said you're going to listen to this while you're doing class. So
Oh, that's nice, Miss Powers. Miss You're a Powers, love hi. teacher.
Good
Hey, Miss
move.
Powers.
Always nice move to thank your teacher on the radio. Just saying.
Hey,
It
Miss
might get you a
Powers, I
few
miss you.
points. Yeah, there you go. Yes, go ahead. Get you close to that mic there. She's ready. She was rubbing her hands like, I'm ready. I got some people to say hi to.
I'm going to say hi to my mom and dad because I know that they're listening to this.
Good.
Because my dad said he would find the radio station.
Good. Well, and if you missed it, he can go back and watch. We'll tell you guys how to do that later here. So.
Yeah, I need to know that's in my.
Yeah, because you guys are right there. They can go back and watch that. So, yeah, don't look at that. I forgot to tell you not to look at that. Don't look at that. So, go ahead. Who you want to say hi to?
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
The puppy on the Hello, great grandparents. Hope you're watching.
Awesome. Anybody else want to say hi?
I got to say hi to my husband, Tony, your biggest fan.
Yes. They're newlyweds, by the way. Congratulations, by that, on your way,
Your husband
too.
is probably so mad at you.
No, he's going to be excited. He was telling everybody at the Parks and Recreation about it.
Where does he work?
The Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec. Yeah. That could be a fun job when you guys get older, working at Parks and Rec, helping out at the parks. You guys like doing yard work?
Yeah. No.
No. Some yes, some no. Some yes.
Why is it touching?
But do you like playing sports?
Yes.
Do you like playing sports?
I
Do you
play
like-
basketball.
I play soccer and
basketball.
gymnastics.
Do you like going to the park and hanging out at the park and all that?
No. Yes, I love doing that.
The park, I just have to go in my backyard.
Yeah. Do y'all like play sports? Do y'all like sign up for city sports or any of those?
I signed up for soccer.
Soccer, okay. What else do y'all play?
Volleyball.
Volleyball? Any basketball players?
I
Got a few basketball?
basketball.
Okay. Any like band or anybody that likes to do any of those things?
Yeah. In fifth
Obviously, you do 4-H or?
Yes, sir.
4-H, okay.
grade, I might do violin.
Violin? Oh, that'll be nice.
I train little kids like to learn about horses.
Oh, okay. So you might be getting involved in 4-H and FFA and all that too when you get a little older and things too.
Yes.
Horses, yes. I'm scared of horses. I had a bad experience.
Well, the only
I've
reason
never
you're
rode
scared
one.
of horses is probably you're standing in the wrong area.
Yeah.
Well, what happened to me when I was a teenager, I was in Philmont. Y'all heard of Philmont Scout Ranch in New Mexico?
Yes. I used to live there.
I was there. I'm from Maryland, so it was kind of a big deal for me to go there. I didn't live in New Mexico then. And we got to ride horses up in the mountains. And I had a horse that didn't like me, and he threw me off not once but twice. The second time, he sent me through a barbed wire fence, and I had to spend the night in an emergency room. And so since then, I haven't liked horses. I know, but, I mean, they're
Horses are
fine.
feisty.
Yeah, that one was a little ornery and was not a fan of me, apparently.
One time,
So-
especially their back legs, they will kick you.
Yeah, he high
couple-
old silvered and went up, and I went that way. So.
A couple of weeks ago, my papa was loading a horse into a trailer
Uh-huh.
because he has a lot of horses, and he was taking them to the vet. And I was standing behind the trailer, and then I went, yay! And I went, and then I had to run, and I almost got hit, and I ended up sitting in a corner
Well, you learned your lesson there and didn't do that again, did you? Yeah. Good deal. Well, excellent. So is everybody doing good in school?
Yeah.
I imagine
I think 3
part of being
A's.
student council, you probably have to get good grades, right? 'Cause
You have
if you
to
don't, they
maintain
don't
A's
let
and
you be.
B's or you're kicked out.
Okay.
10 A's. So
you guys are doing pretty good.
At least this.
At least A's and B's.
Yeah.
At least A's.
Some of you are like, uh-oh, I better get on it, or I got to get back in there and stuff. What's y'all's? Let's do favorite subject. Favorite subject. Well, you went first last time.
Yeah.
We'll let your class president go first this time, or your
I
student
have
body president.
2 favorite subjects:
Okay.
reading and science.
Okay.
And language.
All right.
It's kind of mixed with reading.
If you had to pick one over the other, which would you lean?
Science.
Science. Okay. All right. Yes, young lady in the back there. Math for you. What's your favorite part of math right now? What are you learning that you like?
I really like multiplication.
Doing multiplication, just like your partner there next to you here. So, go ahead. What's your favorite subject?
Reading.
Kind of figured. I figured reading, writing, somewhere in that language arts, somewhere in that ballpark for you. I was thinking. So. Well, math will always do well for you. And you never know when math might be useful when you're writing too. So, go ahead.
Well, it has to be like reading.
Reading as well.
We do a lot of do like a lot of history reading on books and stuff.
Yeah, it's good. Well, and if you want to be a stand-up comedian, you kind of got to read a lot of stuff and know a lot of stuff so you can talk about it. So it's kind of important to be a comedian to know and read a lot of stuff too. So, yes, young lady.
I know why she likes math. It's because I think it's your aunt.
Yeah.
Her aunt is the teacher there.
Oh, she teaches math?
Yeah. And
So you
she's
better
our
like math, right?
teacher.
Ah, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
For you,
Math, and my favorite part of math is division.
you like to divide. They like to multiply. You like to divide. I like it. Yes, young lady.
I like to do math and reading.
Okay, very good. For yourself?
Also math and reading, but I would pick math over that because I'm actually pretty good at math.
Okay, good deal. And finally?
Mine would be social studies.
Okay, sorry, I got one more there. I
that's a
missed
new
you there.
one.
Your hand was hiding behind the microphone. Go ahead.
Science? We haven't.
Science as well, too.
Haven't
Anybody
heard
else
that
want to
one.
share?
I got mine, so.
Okay, everybody else, you got one more? Go ahead.
It's probably
Math, reading, like all of it.
Okay.
All of it.
Gotcha. And I bet yours is math.
This is mine.
Am I right?
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Well, his mom is a reading teacher.
Okay, but you were talking about you like to do math when you're in your free time. So I imagine you've got to like doing it when it's your regular time too. So yes, go ahead. You had something.
I also kind of like science because when my sister was in middle school,
Mhm.
she'd have to do like a lot of projects. She had this one project she had to make she'd have to like make a volcano, I guess.
Okay.
And they'd have to make it explode.
Nice.
She had a video.
Nice.
That's fun to do that. I remember when I was a kid, we had to do volcanoes and solar systems.
Oh, I did
Yep.
a solar system project in 3rd grade.
Did you?
I did a
I don't remember
penguin.
what grade it was, but I remember doing it.
I did a penguin project.
Oh, that's cool.
In 2nd.
And then some of you had my wife as your teacher. Y'all did bats when you were in her class, right? She does bats every year. So, yes, you got a statement?
Reading, and I also. His mom is my reading teacher.
And my reading teacher.
Oh.
Her aunt is my math teacher.
So if you don't do it, you gotta make sure you get talking to her and helping you get that done.
Yeah.
So. Well, good deal.
So math and reading are mine.
Good for you guys. I was surprised nobody answered lunch or recess. I was waiting for one. I was waiting for one lunch or recess, and nobody answered lunch or recess.
Well,
so.
that's not a subject. Well,
You said subject.
Kind of
That's true. I did say subject.
I get a cold.
When I was your age, lunch was a subject for me. So
lunch
this
is the subject for your stomach. She said.
I think it's the subject.
Go ahead. You want
for
to
your
share
stomach.
something, young man? Go ahead. No, he changed his mind.
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti. Is that your favorite?
I'm so hungry
Is
now.
spaghetti their favorite? Anybody?
No, I don't know.
I bet I know the answer. How about pizza? If I say pizza, pizza, go ahead. Good portrayal. She's shaking her head no. What's yours?
Pomegranate.
Pomegranate.
Or-
wow, she's not mess. She's going fan.
Or the Chinese food they give us.
You like Asian cuisine and do you like noodles or rice or both?
Rice.
Gotcha.
Rice is good.
Go ahead.
Seafood.
Seafood? I'm with you. I'm a seafood person. Go ahead.
Sushi.
Sushi. It's that kind of seafood. Just gotta cook it first. Okay. One more.
There's this one. It's like a soup, I guess you could call it.
Okay.
It's called pho. That's.
Oh, I know that. Yeah. Again, Asian cuisine. The pho or pho, depending on where you come from. Some people say pho, some say pho, but
I say pho.
I say it's delicious. Doesn't matter what it is. So.
That's what it's called. Delicious.
Very good. All right, we're running out of time here, so let's get our our class president up here, our student council president. Let's remind everybody all the information about the food drive and remind them one more time what they can do.
The whole school raised $9,380.
Awesome.
Our top selling class raised $1,545, and that's Miss Calloway's class.
Congratulations.
Shout out to y'all.
Glow stick party coming or happened, one or the other.
And our top seller was in kindergarten. She raised $435.
Okay.
Her name is Abby. And our second top seller, her name is Brantley, or I don't know, Brantley.
Yes.
In 2nd grade, and they raised $395.
Awesome. Congratulations to all of those from the turkey trot. But now it's time for our new one here to bring food between December 5th and December 15th. Drop off non-perishable food items, canned goods, box dinners, everything that's non-perishable. Drop them off to Brendo Elementary. Every single piece of food collected will go to Harvest Ministries here in Roswell to help folks in our community here. But you got a 10-day window between December 5th and December 10th to drop off those food items.
15th.
Yes. 15th. Did I say 10th again? Jeez, I'm an idiot. 15th. Go ahead.
Our goal is over 2,000 food items.
All right. We're going to break that.
Yeah.
We're going to break
Last
that.
year we broke it because it was 1,000 and we got 1,600.
So now you doubled it this time
And
to 2.
what did Mrs. Henderson do for you guys when we broke the...
When you broke the record. What did y'all do when you broke the record last
What
year?
did she do? You remember with the silly string?
Oh, you had a silly string party.
We got to spray her with silly string.
Oh, spray the principal, huh?
She stood on the basketball court.
And the nurse.
Even the
Oh.
sprayed her.
And the nurse.
Were y'all nice, or did you like sprayed up her nose and all that stuff? Okay. You were nice. You didn't put it all in her ears and all that stuff.
We sprayed on her.
But she was covered.
Yeah.
So there might have been a strand or two that shot up in her ears or her nose.
There was pictures.
Well, good.
She's going to do something
Well,
for them this year
maybe
as
if you break the record this time, if you go over 2,000, maybe you get another special treat there. So,
like
That's not a treat.
so
like maybe we have like a.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But very good. Well,
Mystery.
thank you. You got one more thing to say? We'll let you get, and we'll let you give you the last word.
I forgot.
Oh well. Well, thank you guys very much for spending time with us today. We really do appreciate it. Thank you guys for doing all this hard work for our community. We really do appreciate that you guys are helping all those that need help in our community. That's really nice of you and all the students, and encourage all of your classmates to do the same thing. And let's do a challenge. Maybe we can get some of these other elementary schools to do the stuff you're doing and raise some more money too. And see, the more people that do it, the more people we can help. So. Yeah, we all want the ice cream parties, but at the end of the day, we want to make sure all these people that need food have food. And that's the important thing. So, very good. Yes, young man.
How long have you did
Have I done radio?
Yeah.
I've been doing radio since 2004. So.
And how old were you?
I was in the military first. So I was a little bit later. I was in my late 20s before I started doing radio. I was in the Air Force. I loaded bombs on airplanes before I did that. So.
That's nice.
It was fun.
Were they heavy?
There they were. See that picture here behind me?
Yeah.
That black hair? That's what I did.
Oh.
That's what I did.
Where? My dad used to be in the Army too.
Was he?
When he was like kind of your age.
Yeah, when I was younger. Yeah, I'm too old now. Now I'm too stowed up. They wouldn't take me. So very good. Well, thank you guys for coming in, and thank you for all the hard work and the good things you guys are doing. And please let me know how you guys did. We got to know if there's a silly string party or something else coming on in the future here.
Okay.
And then next time you guys have something, please let us know, okay?
Okay.
All right. Anything you want to mention before we go? I know you're here just kind of wrangle kids, but I didn't know if you had anything you wanted to share, or did they cover it all?
Voice, so.
Me either. I've been just yelling for 2 days. So.
But thank you for having us.
Anytime. Thank you guys, and good job. We're proud of you. Y'all did great. So thank you guys. Enjoy your party if you get to do, because I imagine you guys get to celebrate for all of us.
We're gonna do it.
So. Yeah, good. Well, thank you guys. We'll talk to you later, okay? Bye. All right, it is 9:57. Quick break before we wrap up the show. Don't go away.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. On the heels of yesterday's big gains, Wall Street opened higher this morning before turning lower at mid-morning. Yesterday's rally was spurred by the Federal Reserve Chair's comments on easing the pace of interest rate hikes in a bid to tame inflation. A measure of inflation closely watched by the Federal Reserve eased but remained elevated in October. The Commerce Department reports that prices rose 6% in October from 1 year earlier. That was down from a 6.3% year-over-year increase for the month of September. The number of Americans applying for unemployment benefits came back down last week. Applications for jobless aid fell to 225,000 for the week ending November 26. That was a decline of 16,000 from the previous week's 241,000. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and I know you've heard me say that you can trust Trustmark, but I want you to know what that looks like in real life. A few years ago, we installed a beautiful new roof for an older woman who was recently widowed. She was an artist and colors were really important to her. So when she said she didn't like the color of a brand new roof, we took that seriously. She had picked the color and signed off on it, but I just kept thinking, if she's going to walk into her house every day and be disappointed, then we're just going to redo it. So we did. We ripped that beautiful new roof off and replaced it with a slightly different color, and she was thrilled. Yes, it cost us quite a bit of money to make her happy, but I want you to know you can trust Trustmark to make it exactly right every time. If you have any roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Mark your calendars, shoppers. The Yucca Blossom Christmas Jamboree is set for December 10th and 11th at the Eddy County Fairgrounds in Artesia. Over 90 booths featuring all kinds of arts and crafts, candles, jewelry, clothing, keychains, home decor, kitchen and bath accessories, and so much more. Bring the family. There's something for everyone. Santa Claus will be there both days. There's plenty to eat and drink, too, with several food trucks on site. The Yucca Blossom Christmas Jamboree, December 10th and 11th at the Eddy County Fairgrounds, and paid by Eddy County Lodger's Tax.
Roswell's home for talk radio is 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. As Tasha Stevens reports, a federal appeals court rejects a Biden administration request to revive the student loan forgiveness plan.
The Fifth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in New Orleans declined to pause an earlier ruling by a Texas judge. The Biden administration wanted the ruling put on hold during the appeals process, but the federal three-judge panel said no. But they did call for the appeal to be heard on an expedited basis. Tasha Stevens reporting.
Also at townhall.com, President Biden hosting French President Macron for a state visit at the White House today.
It's the first state visit of the Biden presidency and features all of the diplomatic pageantry of such an event, from Oval Office talks, a joint news conference with the leaders, and a glitzy state dinner. Presidents Biden and Macron will have plenty to discuss: Russia's war against Ukraine, Iran's nuclear program,